That's my biggest thing.
Fill you up, huh? All right, guys, we are live here at the Livewell this Tuesday evening at FNGO. Appreciate you guys joining us. Got a great conversation today. Something I think can help anybody out. Guys, if you're watching on TikTok, hey, y'all join in the conversation. I'm going to try not to sneeze. Sorry about the camera angle. We're going to figure out the TikTok camera angle one of these days. But all you guys in the comment section, appreciate you joining us. And let's get going on this. So, guys, first of all, the Livewell is brought to you by Digital Sportsman. You guys are going to hear a lot more about it. We've just about done with that new intro. It's going to be the ultimate way to book an experience with trusted and local guides. So I can't wait to show you guys a lot more about that. So anyway, with that, let's go to our regulars now. And we got Groove Fishing. All right, check them out. They're redesigning the way tackle's done. And just an easy example of that real quick is last night, we're going to talk about it. Farmer invited me to go fishing with him. And one of the things is like, you don't want to take everything as a co-angler. So I was able to get this Groove hard bait box. I said, what are we throwing? He said, hey, we'll throw some swim baits, some Topwater. And I picked out my favorite ones in there. And that just sat right down in my backpack. So it's totally easy to carry without taking everything that I own. So, hey, one thing, too, before we go any farther, we're going to have to focus that camera, the TikTok camera. That's something I didn't do. Yeah, we'll do that. Anyway, okay, keep going. It's Thursday. It's been a long day. Atlanta Safe House, guys, the largest selection of safes and gun safes.
It's Tuesday.
Oh, I said Thursday. See what I'm saying? It's been jacked up. But the Atlanta Safe House has the largest selection of safes in Georgia. They've been servicing Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia. Can't wait to show you all of what they got as we go. We appreciate them jumping on with us. And then, guys, we got Sonar Pros, the official sonar installer of the Livewell, 770-530-4505. Take your pros where take your pros. See?
Take your boat where the pros go.
Take the show over. Take the show over. My Lord.
Go where the pros go. Go to Sonar Pros.
There you go, like that.
I kept him out too late last night.
You did keep me out too late, and the coffee's wearing off. All right, now we got the Money Saver Lure Retriever. Guys, hey, the best plug knocker on the market. As much money as we spend on these baits, you want the best out there. You want to get it back. That's the Money Saver Lure Retriever. We appreciate them being a partner with us. And then we got Lip Sticker Fishing, Kevin Underwood. 678-459-8419. Kevin at lipstickerfishing.com. Patreon.com/lipstickerfishing. Megalodon spotted bass on Lake Lanier. That's all you need to know. Book a trip with him. And then we got the legend, Bill Payne. Bill Payne's Guide Service, 706-280-2305. Lake Alatoona, seasonal smallmouth trips, sonar trips. Man does it all. Probably forgot more this morning than I've known my entire life. Guys, if you want to fish with a legend, Bill Payne. And then we got the young gun, Brooks Anderson Fishing. Check out his YouTube under the same name. Spotted bass, Lake Lanier, why they're there, how to target them. He's very good with young anglers. What's up, John Phillips on TikTok? And we even want to say thank you to his father, Andy, who sent the podcast guys some Brooks Anderson T-shirts.
Son, that was awful sweet of him.
It was sweet. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. And then, of course, we got our buddy Rob Robleski, Big League Charters, does Teleco, Fort Loudon, Watts Bar, Chickamauga, 239-877-6479. I think he's going to be our guest this Thursday. He might actually drive down from Tennessee and join us. And so it'd be very interesting to see, what the fishing's like up there. Then we got our buddies, Fishers of Hope, Tony Watkins and the guy. Their mission is to glorify God, be servants of his word, and bring those in need to peace and hope that only he can bring. Check them out on Facebook. They throw benefit tournaments to help those in need. Very great organization. You can email them, fishersofhopeministry@gmail.com. Behind me, Turner Tire. If you're in the Jasper, Georgia area, it is the best, most trusted family tire center around. 706-253-3339 is where we go to get our tires. So, and of course, if you want to, I didn't forget anybody tonight.
No.
I'm good, right?
Yep, you're in the clear.
I'm in the clear.
Yep.
What a start to the show. What a start to the show. Guys, if on a good night you want to advertise your company, you can do it right here. Email me, Danny at FNGO.com. We can see if we can create a partnership that will put your brand and build your brand in front of the most loyal followers out there. So email me, Danny at FNGO.com. All right. So we're good. We're
crushed
good.
it.
Oh, I don't know about crushing it. But anyway, doesn't matter where you're fishing right now. I'm looking at all these comments. John G. tuning in from my kayak on the Oconee River. Been a great bite today. Probably caught 20 or so today. Well, lucky you. Peg Leg, Turner Tires does free plugs in tires. No one out there does that. They're great people. Atlanta Safe House, how you doing?
That's awesome.
Danny, are you in focus? I'm in focus on this. I'm not in focus.
He just doesn't know how to focus.
I thought you were talking about the TikTok. We need to focus that camera. But, hey, it is what it is. So, Cerebral, what's up, buddy? Anyway, listen, Farmer kept me out last night. I didn't get home.
How late did y'all stay out?
I got home it was just right past 2 o'clock.
Sure. Y'all grind.
No, we did. And the problem was Farmer wanted to fish green lights. And so we went all the way down to Van Tavern, and I think we hit every green light on the lake all the way back up.
I mean, but that's the thing is you're like, maybe it's the next one. Maybe it's the next one. Maybe it's the next one.
It'll keep you
Sam Mullen, my 3-year-old son, caught his first catfish on Sunday. He's loving it.
That's awesome.
That's what it's about right there. Coleman wants to know real quick, Clint, Jockasee or Russell this weekend?
Jockasee. Joe Cassie.
Jockasee, man. It's like Weedawee.
If I had to pick one of those, I would definitely go Joe Cassie because right now Russell and Clarks Hill is the college natty or high school natty or something. They're a big tournament out there, so I'd avoid that. I would go to Joe Cassie anyway. Just watch your wind, make sure that it's not blowing too bad. Keep an eye on wind finder, and make sure that it ain't gonna because it gets bad. We were just talking about that before the show that Joe Cassie is a big old bowl in the mountains, and when that wind starts to blow in one direction. It will, and the only ramp on the lake, it's right the way the wind blows the worst, and you will have a time putting your boat on the trailer. So definitely keep an eye on the wind. If you think it's starting to look a little rusty, I'd put that boat on the trailer boat. So I would go Joe Cassie.
Pull up Gary Heath's comment right there. Because today on the lunch break, I mentioned, and I told this to Farmer last night, bass boats ought to have headlights. They ought to have headlights. And some people said
the pontoon boats already use their dock lights anyway.
Some people said no. Some people said yeah. But he said, from your lunch break today, every bass boat in East Tennessee has a headlight mounted on the side of its trolling motor. Can't believe other areas not doing that. Now, you mentioned last night, Farmer, that a lot of people do on things. But listen, if we can figure out the power situation, I think you should have 2 headlights. Have the bright, have the dimmer. If you know another boat's coming, just like cars. It don't blind us.
It would be kind of nice to have some high and low beams.
That's what I'm saying.
That ain't a bad idea.
That's what I'm saying.
You can buy attachments to go onto your trolling motor to have a light sitting there off the side of it. You click it on and it'll light everything up. But there was a rule not too long ago with Georgia DNR. You can't run down the lake with it on completely because it's blinding. From the refraction.
That's my biggest concern with it is when I see a light like that coming, it's bright.
Well, considering we about killed 2 guys on a pontoon boat last night that didn't have any lights running.
Yeah. About killed them as run them over or about killed them I was going to get in their boat.
Either way. But they were, you know what we got to talking about too? The way they were positioned. And so, guys, if you don't know, last night Farmer and I were fishing. We were coming up just where Little Hall is on Lanier, out in the main body of water. We came across, it's just long story short, a pontoon that was sitting out there with no lights whatsoever. None whatsoever. And I didn't get to think about that, but they were facing us, and the way we were going, if we'd have hit them head on, we could have actually gone under.
We would have went under that pontoon boat.
So Farmer politely encouraged them to check their lights, which amazingly turned on and started working right after you politely asked them if their lights weren't working.
About the time my boat turned back around to take back off, lights kicked on amazingly.
John Phillips, hey, I got a company to advertise. If you're wanting to advertise, send them to me. If you want to throw them out there on TikTok, do that. Almost cut a yak in half one night. That didn't have lights. 100%. And we kind of talked about that a little bit. You know, I was fishing a Heyman's Digital tournament, and we about got one. And that's not discouraged now because Alex, not all kayakers, because Alex said you can see his yak.
Yeah, you'll see me from outer space.
Outer space, and he's lit up. All right, so let's get into what we're going to talk about tonight. So broad range here. The bite for a lot of people is tough unless you're Clint. Okay,
I got lucky.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about it. Yeah. You got lucky. I don't know about that, but we're going to talk about what to do when you got to grind out a bite when it gets really tough like this. Okay. Also, too, we're going to talk about bite windows, being in the right place at the right time. Cranking and Yanking says those live scopes are pretty bright.
Son, I bet you better sit back in your seat and get ready for this cranking and yanking I was doing last night, son. We'll get into it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
We were not scoping. Okay, so if that makes you feel better, we were power fishing. We grinded. I'm just saying like that. But we're going to talk about bite window opportunities and also how to schedule to, I guess, find those bite opportunities around your work schedule and your lifestyle.
For sure.
Like that. So I'll go ahead and I'll throw you our experience last night. So we got on northern end of Lanier about 4:30, roughly 4:30. Went all the way up the Chestatee River, pretty much almost to 400.
About a quarter mile.
About a quarter mile. And then we came back down after it got dark, went back down to Van's Tavern, that's mid-lake, and worked our way back towards the boat ramp. We grinded. It was tough for us. The water temp was 89, 90 degrees. If you stuck your hand in there, it felt like bath water. It really did. It's amazing how hot it is. Now, up the river, it wasn't as bad. We found 79, but we had to go way up the river.
You had right before we turned around, because I saw that other boat up there that had ran by us. I just went ahead and flipped it around because the bite wasn't that great anyway.
Right.
So.
But it was cooler. And,
yeah.
And you could feel it. The Kevin Underwood touch was 100% evident.
Oh, I'm a big believer in that. You noticed how many times my hand went in the water.
It did. Every
time we stopped, first thing I did is my hand went in the water and go.
Yeah.
Just how hot it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so Joshua says the Chestatee River sucked today. Well, we were in it. Now, Clint, on the other hand, was down south end of the lake, mid-lake south end.
I guess you could consider south end.
South end.
Yeah.
And we're talking about bite windows. He found you said it was about 30 minutes. That was just crazy.
30 minutes of ridiculous.
Okay. So what we're going to do is, while I get up and try to focus the TikTok camera, I'm going to let Clint kind of tell about his experience, what he was doing. And then Jonathan and I will talk about ours, and then we'll kind of get into that. And Alex as well has been on his yak on Thompson up there, northern end.
Same ramp you guys went out of.
Same ramp we went out of.
Yeah.
And you experienced one night where they were biting like crazy. So a lot of different things are going on with that. And we're just going to break it down. Sonar Pros, Brown Bridge and down, boys. Hey, listen, I get it, Trent. I get it 100%. But we wanted to try something different. I mean, I guess you could say that. We were looking for – he's a power guy. He wanted to get up that river because you
on Lanier, it's different.
On Lanier. But you were on Alatoona the other day up the Etowah, and you were just crushing them with bass jigs and stuff.
If a lake that's not dominated by bluebacks and spots, the river bite is where you're going to find your big bite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Nottely, you can go up there right now and catch a 17 to 20 pound bag of largemouth.
Yeah.
The Etowah up in Alatoona, you can find largemouth and big spots up there right now chasing creek chubs and stuff like that up in the river.
Yeah.
So Lanier's one of them.
It's just different.
It's one of those lakes, like the river bite's there, but it's still not as good as what the south end bite is.
Yeah. But we had that. So let me hit before I get up and let you get started. Adam W. Fishing. Danny, you were talking about the fluke stick earlier today. When Jason Johnson was fishing the FLW tour, was he throwing the fluke stick? He was throwing the fluke stick, but he was pinching the forked tail off. Always wondered why. So Jason Johnson was finesse fishing before forward-facing sonar came out, and he would fish deep. And I used to work with Jason, so it was interesting. I don't know. I've never had that conversation with him, but I would imagine it had something to do with the fall. And we'll get into that. We'll get into that some more. But all right, Clint, I'm gonna let you take it for a minute right now while I get up and go do my thing. I'm gonna have to walk in front of your camera for a second, but I'm gonna get for our TikTok viewers in focus a little bit. But tell everybody about your afternoon yesterday on Lake Lanier.
All right. So last minute we got we're talking to Hanks, and we got the new prototype in for this new exclusive color we're coming out with cast. And so we had to go film some content on it. So cool new color. So keep an eye out for that coming out in the next few weeks, maybe a month, something like that. So anyway, so the main goal was I was going to meet up with Tommy Boston Inked on Instagram. He also shoots a lot of our stuff with cast, and me and Tommy pretty much shoot everything, all things cast. Anyway, so we were like, hey, let's just meet up at Charleston Park. We'll go out and fish. I had to leave Kennesaw work at 5:00. So I was like, okay, I can be to the ramp by 5:30 with traffic. And then go out, we'll shoot the talking points, all that fun stuff, and then try to catch a couple fish on this new color of Echo. So we go out, we sit down, film the talking points, B-roll, all that stuff. And he was like, let's go to that clear spot to go film underwater footage. So I was like, okay. So I go to this spot farther down the lake that I knew had clear water, so we could get some good underwater footage. And then I scope around, didn't really see much, not a whole lot going on. And then we get to the other side of the clear spot, and we were about to jump out of the boat and film underwater footage. And then I see a big old blob down there, 60 foot of water. Dropped that little echo down there, waited forever for it to get down, and then tickled this cricket right above his nose and took, I don't know, 60 foot for him to bite, probably 30 seconds. Finally bites. It's a 410. So we get this fish in the boat, have our picture fish basically for this ad and all that fun stuff. Shoot all the stuff with it, B-roll, all that stuff, let the fish go. She swam right back down, rocking and rolling. And then Tommy's like, all right, it's time for me to leave. And I was like, okay. So at this point, it was like 7:45. So blast back to Charleston Park, dump off Tommy. And then I'm like, well, I ain't putting the boat on the trailer. I'm going bassing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here. So blast back out. And there's this one point that I've been fishing this summer. I mean, I've only gone out 3 or 4 times this summer, and I've just for some reason fished it every time because there's been fish there. So I pull up and I was like trying to throw it a minnow, and it was starting to get a little too dark for it because like they really want some light for that minnow bite. So I was like, okay, well, let's see if the old plug is going to work like it has been for these other few times. And so I decide to sling out the old Strike King 8XD, and it's in a blueback herring color, and sling it out there. First cast on the point, lock up. It's a 4.6, and I'm like, hell yeah! Like there's still one here. Well, classic Lanier, you're like, okay, I should probably leave. Like I just caught one, I should probably leave.
Right.
But I'm real bad for soaking. I don't know if it's because I lived in Salt Lake City for 6 months or what, but I'm real bad for soaking in an area and staying there. So of course I'm like, okay, there's still a couple more fish. I'll cast again. 4.4, and I'm like, okay, all right, like what's going on? And then so like I make like 2 more casts, nothing. Start working my way down the side of this point and shoal, catch another one that was like a 4.8, catch another one that was a 4.7, and I'm like, what is this giant school of 4-pounders doing here? Like I would see the bottom come alive, and so what I was doing was casting it out as far as I can. I've got an Alpha Angler mag rebound, which you can actually absolutely bomb it. I was bombing them probably 150, 160 feet with this 8XD. So I'm getting it down, but I'm trying. So Lanier has a bunch of this shit grass on the bottom. I don't know what else to call it, but you have this grass on the bottom, and I'm trying to avoid that. So instead of throwing a 10XD, I was throwing the 8 to try to stay just above the grass. Sometimes I would watch on the electronics and make sure I wasn't clipping that grass too hard. And then, so I was just floating it above them, and I would see these little, they look like rocks. They're so glued to the bottom. And I would just, like, as soon as I'd burn it over their head, I'd stop it, and they'd come up and just smoke it. So I was really going slow with that crankbait, like just getting it down to the bottom, and then I just slowly just let it wobble. And then all of a sudden, as soon as I got over the top of that fish, I'd stop it, and they'd just come smoke it. So it was a really fun bite. So long story short, that was 8:15. I caught that first fish, 4.6. And then at 8:45, I caught the last one. It was a 4.9. And I caught 11 fish. My smallest one was a 4.1 in that 30 minutes. And then bite shut off. I fished till 9:30. And then I was like, all right, let's go home and get some sleep.
So you found that bite window.
Yeah.
That opportunity.
And it was all on the same, within 300 yards of each other, which was insane to me.
Okay.
Because that never happens on Lanier, I feel like.
Yeah, no, I get it. Because you're right. Because most people fish too, go to the next brush pile. Fish, go to the next brush pile. Real quick, Adam W. Fishing. I don't think it was me that said I liked it because of the fork tail. I think somebody in the comments section might have said that, and I might have read it. I do like the fluke stick juniors, fluke sticks and fluke stick juniors, but I don't think it was me. And now, so cranking and yanking, our old buddy, all with that 12-inch screen right there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was cranking and I was yanking and I was looking at my 12-inch screen, buddy.
There you go.
It was
so
cool.
Now you had that experience, and
Yep.
that was that one bite window. I don't know what they're talking about with tires and all that, but you guys keep talking over there. You and I experienced something totally different. Now we went and got some gas, and then we went on up. We saw fish. We were bank beaten. Now you were offshore pretty much for the most part.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was in 18 foot.
18 foot.
Yeah.
What's up, Tracy Coker? And guys on TikTok, if you guys got a comment or question, throw it out there, and we'll get the guys to answer it. Now, you and I went up to Chestatee, went up the river. We started there. We grinded from the get-go. We never felt this. Either we were in the wrong place at the wrong time. what we saw fish, most of the fish we saw, I think you can agree all night, were pretty much glued to the bottom everywhere we went.
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't we get into a bite window like what he got? What's your thinking? Was it the area, the time?
River fish are not your typical schoolie fish.
Right.
River fish, you're going to hit a laydown and there might be 2 bass in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull one out, you've pulled the other one to you. That tree's done until you go up the river a little ways, and when you're coming back through, maybe hit it again, see if he's still there. You've got to be on your game in the river.
Mm-hmm.
If you hook one and you bring him out, that might be the only fish in that structure.
Right. But that's typical. That's typical. Hey, listen, Crank and Yankee, we know. Don't worry. You keep ragging us about Live Scope. We expect it from you, and we appreciate you being here every night, and we find it fun. So you keep doing. You can give us a hard time all you want. Real quick, before it goes off the screen, heat wave in Florida, baits. You fished in Florida before, bass fishing, some tournaments down there.
Mm-hmm.
You fished Florida for bass?
Yeah.
Real quick, he's pond fishing, so give him a couple of suggestions real quick. Either one of you
like
guys.
A weightless old monster, weightless big worm, dragging it slow, speed worm, something real light to get through that grass, or
I'd throw an
chatterbait.
I'd throw an 1/8 ounce pegged weight on a speed worm, and slow roll it through that grass, letting it just kind of fold all through there.
Yep.
And then I would probably try a swim jig or something like that. That's not as abrasive or as
and maybe like a beast hook, like flashy swimmer or something like that. If you wanted something moving a little faster, you got a little more wind, like a little 4-inch swim bait on a flashy swimmer. I think that if you got some wind and some current.
Okay.
June bug, speed worm, you'll catch fish in Florida.
June bug, speed worm. Okay, that works. Now Joshua Good wants to know, was the green light bite any good? I say, I can say the swim bait and speed worm. I haven't pulled it out yet. Thank you guys. Hey, try it and let us know. You've gotten to where you join us anytime we go live. So let us know how that works. Kevin Thornton is from, we call him Father Time, Bust 'em Outdoors. He grew up in Florida. He says a Johnson spoon through the grass and the pads. So try that. I love, what's fun about this? I got comments here and comments there. So Steve Broom 101. Has anybody noticed the brush pile fish not looking up like normal, seeing it a lot on Chateau? We saw it last night.
I noticed it last night that a lot of fish are looking down.
So the biggest thing with that is pressure. I feel like it's pressure and current. So like when you don't have enough current really pushing through, we've had not a whole lot of wind going on lately. It's been pretty stagnant and stale. I feel like that's part of it. I feel like when you got water moving around a little bit more, it definitely.
Clint catches dings. Scoping some dice is what I do.
It's catching them.
It does catch them. I don't care what anybody says. It does. Yes, it's gimmicky looking, but it does.
I can't even buy one.
I'm gonna get one.
I can't do it.
I'm getting one. Steve Sturgeon, our buddy from Illinois. Do any of you guys use hookless baits when practicing for a tournament? We've talked about this before. Farmer does use hookless baits. Or you just don't set the hook.
I know. I keep a little tackle box about like this size, full of baits that I throw a lot during tournaments where the hooks are clipped off. I've got 2 farmers that got the hooks that either I've broke off or I've clipped.
Right.
So when I catch one, and I'm like, all right, there he is. I can pull him off. He doesn't have a chance to hook himself.
Right.
I'll take the hooks off of Sabiles and put
the CPS spring.
Yeah, like dummy rings or whatever on to keep the weight right.
How about you?
I've never done it. I've never caught enough fish. I've never really every time I practice for a tournament, I don't catch them. So I try not to practice. I try to just show up.
That's what I like to do. That's what I like to do.
Well, you're not in your head as much if you just show up.
So I've talked to some pros before, and they say they just wreck them. They don't care.
But I feel like the biggest thing with that practice is being able to find the fish, especially for those multi-day tournaments. Like for a single day tournament, maybe not. But I mean, but it's also, you can sore lip fish, but also fish move a lot. So
they do move. I don't catch fish, so I don't sore lip anything.
The only time I bring out the no hook is like on dock brush where they're resident fish.
I got you.
They're not moving as much as say as if I'm out there offshore on Lanier. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to peg one and be like, okay, there's good fish here, and go on.
Right.
But if I'm say fishing dock brush, I'll flip that hookless jig in there and go, all right, there's fish in this brush, and they're usually resident fish.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to me. Now, Funyuns, thoughts on the flutter spoons on Lanier, which we talked about with Kevin Underwood the other night. One thing, and this goes back to you, Steve Broom 101. We noticed it last night. We noticed it when I fished with Kevin about a week and a half ago, and it goes with the flutter spoon as well. He would chunk that flutter spoon out. If it was up in the water column, the fish were not. They wouldn't even give it a second glance. He would let that flutter spoon go all the way down to the bottom. They followed it down to the bottom every single time, looking down on it. And that's when he would just do that little pop of it to make that big Ben Parker spoon just go back and forth. And he would get hit on the bottom, on the spoon, for sure. So, yeah, we noticed it last night. What does it mean? Messick wants to know. But, yeah, throw the flutter spoon. Throw it, Funyuns. What does it mean if they're looking up or down? That's a new one to me. Okay, so a lot of people think, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, spotted bass are always looking up to feed. People say that because they'll be in a brush pile. You can throw a topwater over across, pull them up out of 30, 40 foot of water. They'll come up and hit. But occasionally they get to the point where they're not coming up, and you have to go down to them, or sometimes they're suspended, and they'll follow it down. They won't commit to going up. Now, I don't know what causes that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you have an idea?
I think it's just a matter of what the bait fish are doing that day. If they want to look up, or if they've been hit, then they're kind of pouting with their head down, You
think that's what it is? Just a mood? What about you?
I think it's mood. I think it's pressure that they get used to that tick sound from sonars. You notice it as soon as your sonar crosses over a brush pile, the fish will act completely different. They'll either, if you leave it on them, they'll turn and they'll leave that brush pile.
We saw them last night. We went down there in them, and we couldn't get them to bite.
And you got to think, like, they're hunters too. So it's like if all of a sudden one of them's like, "Hey boys, we're not hunting right now. You're not going to be in action mode, ready to fight. You're going to be like looking around, like picking at your belly button, whatever."
100%. Andy Anderson right there. Hope Cerebral is doing well. Miss having his voice on current events. So Cerebral, if you're still out there watching, Andy Anderson hopes you feeling well, and so do we. So do we, my friend.
Trent catches dinks has a good one.
Biggest mistake. Pull up that right there. Is this Trent? What do we got? 15 pages. Biggest mistake. I mean, seriously. And listen, Alex, you got to jump in here with the conversation too when you see some of this stuff. Biggest mistake guys make is pressuring their practice fish. I'd be willing to say that 50% of failed tournaments from successful practices are from self-inflicted practice pressure.
I've done it.
Okay, so
I've done it.
That's going to a spot and just wiping it out and then expecting that spot to produce 3 or 4 days later. Is that what he's saying? Am I reading that correctly?
My problem is just I'll fish a spot hoping it has fish, and then you catch one and you're like, oh crap, like that's the one I could have caught in the tournament. Few and far between.
But it's my biggest thing is I'm addicted to that hook set. So
if I
catch one, I'm like, I know I can get another.
And I feel like my fishing time is so finite. So anytime I get on the water, I'm just like, I just want to catch one. Like
I'm the same way. I sit there and I'll be like, man, there's fish here.
Yeah.
And I'll throw it back in there and go. And tournament derby days rolls around. I'm like, I probably shouldn't have sat on this hole.
Probably didn't. Steve Billington fishing. I don't believe in the sore lip. Anglers say that to make themselves feel better. Hey, it may be so. And Crankin says, I say a lot of things to make myself feel better. Well, buddy Crankin, you keep on saying them, buddy. We appreciate it. And Thad Moody has entered the chat. So we got an educated man here.
Yeah, we do.
We got an educated man. Farmer Jig is working me to death right now. I've been using a pack chunk. What is Farmer's best trailer? And, dude, I'll be tying your jigs tomorrow. I'm running that far behind. Go ahead.
The 2 trailers I'll probably throw more than anything is an X-Zone Adrenaline Crawl and a Gary Yamamoto Double Tail Grub, 5-inch, are the 2 I throw the most. But what Danny saw me do, because we went up in the river away from like bluebacks and stuff like that, I put a missile D-bomb on the back that has a black and blue bottom and a green pumpkin blue top.
That's a dirty color.
It mimics bluegill extremely well in dirtier water, and I was trying to mimic bluegill more than crawfish. It's change your jig to what you're trying to
Yeah, that's what
mimic.
you told me you were doing. Thad Moody has left the chat. Got a pack for fishing. Well, appreciate your brief stop in here tonight, dog. Like that. Let's see. What's up, Far Dog? My buddy from Oklahoma with a big spotted bass are starting to school on top on threadfin shad.
Nice.
Bless your heart. Hey, that's great. But what's a big spotted bass in Oklahoma? Yeah. we might make fun of you a little bit, especially if they're hitting the threadfin. You got to get down here and get you some herring eaters.
That 410 I caught spit up 4 herring that were over 6 inches long.
I have no doubt.
It was stupid.
I have no doubt about that. And we'll get back to what we're actually talking about here in a little bit. But we're going to hit, as the comments go, is where we're going to go. Let's see. Clint, are you planning on fishing the GSM Fall Trail this year?
Yes, it was a ton of fun. So, little backstory on this. Walker's one of my buddies who I used to fish the GSM trail with a bunch. And so I used to fish this trail in college when I lived up in Western North Carolina. And last year I decided, I was like, you know what? I want to go fish that trail and like see how I've been fishing around the country for 5 years. Like, let's just go see. And I had an absolute blast fishing this trail. So I don't want to talk about it too much because we don't need too many people showing up because then it'll make me look bad. But it has been a lot of fun and it's been cool. It's like, yeah, I'm waking up at 2. Like some of these tournaments, I'm waking up at 2 a.m. just to make it to the tournament because they're 3 or 4 hours.
Oh
away.
yeah, you
but
travel a long way.
It's been really fun. It's like a good refreshing. It's good to see all them boys and just a really well run tournament. And it's fun. I think we're rotating 3 lakes this fall. It's kind of a little bit of a secret, but I'll give it out. We got Fontana, Chattooga, and Glenville. We're going to fish them all twice throughout this fall. So if y'all are around in the area and want to come fish a derb, come on, check us out. Shoot me a message if you want to find out some more.
Okay, perfect. Doug Rice, had to make myself not pre-fish. I'm like Farmer. I like to set the hook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that. Alex, I know you kayak guys fish tournaments every once in a while.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to pre-fish? Y'all have time off limits, so like you can't be on the lake?
Some of them do, but you're still allowed to get out there and practice.
Okay. Are you put that on your ugly mug? I'll see you there.
I mean, yeah, I'll catch them.
You like to set the hook?
In my experience, you've got to go out there 2 or 3 days in a row to shut a spot down.
Spots are different. It could be that. Spots might be a little bit different. Largemouth lake, you might really burn a hole, but spots kind of reload pretty quick. Maybe it's just a difference in the fish. I don't know.
That's like when I was out Saturday night.
Yeah. As we all saw from all the pictures you kept sending on the Bike Club messenger chat.
I found a line of docks and I just kept going back and forth. And I never went more than 30 minutes without getting bit.
That's awesome that they reset like that too. That's cool.
Hey, well, it's just some kayak guys. They're just different, man. They're built different.
They
got some patience.
They
don't displace water like we do.
They don't
either.
displace water.
No, there was one. The very first fish I caught, I got snagged in the laydown that I was fishing. So I went over there, got it, put my trolling motor in reverse, backed off of it, cast it out, and caught one.
See, that's luck. That's luck. There ain't a damn bit of skill involved in that.
What are you talking about?
Luck. That's luck.
I do it all the time.
Oh, I believe you.
I had the opposite of that happen to me Saturday. I was hung up in a laydown, had my good jig, and I was like, I don't want to break this thing off. And I get up in there and I'm like, okay, fine. And I'm sitting there stabbing at it, trying to get the jig out. Jig breaks off. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I look down and my trolling motor's hung up in the laydown. And so I was like, okay, well, let me pull the trolling motor up. Handle snaps. I'm about going back out in the water. My handle snaps off. Still hung up in the laydown. Had to manually pull my trolling motor up and finagle the cable, and then had to deal with this guy at the boat ramp. When I was trying to beat a thunderstorm, I get to the boat ramp, and there's one lane ramp, and the guy literally, I'm like, okay, I'll just wait on him. He had looked like he just backed down the ramp. I was like, he should be quick. 32 minutes and the thunderstorm and lightning coming through and hitting and getting everything absolutely soaked. It was just one of those days. But you know what? You got to appreciate those days at the same time. It's like when all that stuff goes right or wrong, you got to go right. Whatever the kids say these days. I don't know, but
you got to pay the lake.
You got to pay your dues. And then I had phenomenal night last night. So it's like I paid my dues. I had my rough day where I got 4 bites all day, and then last night I got more bites in 2 hours than I've ever got, or 30 minutes. And
I know about figures, but
said,
that was one of those nights last night for me.
Yeah,
I had my handle on my trolling motor pop off, so I was having to grab a hold of the nut that was there and pop it up.
Is that what was taking you so long up there? You didn't tell me that. I didn't even notice it.
You don't ever hear me complain.
No, you didn't complain. That's why I didn't notice it. I was just
right.
like, boy, he sure is taking a long time getting that trolling motor up. Nah, bro, I'm just playing with you. It didn't cross my mind at all.
That's because I was trying to hold on to that itty bitty piece of metal in between my fingers. And
I got you. All right, so Far Dog, we mentioned earlier about the spotted bass in Oklahoma starting. He says 2 pound to 4 pound on my Highland Lake. 4 pounds respectable. I'm the king of the 2 pound. Yeah, but if you got 4 pounders going up there, just think of what they'd be if you had herring.
Yeah.
All right, pull up Cameron Bennett.
But could the herring survive in those lakes are a lot shallower than what ours are.
Hey, Far Dog, how deep is that lake you fish? So Cameron Bennett, now this is actually a very good question. I love how we start this with topics and we just go. We never ever stay on topic on this show, and I love it. I've been killing them right now in Guntersville with a chatterbait, which makes a ton of sense. Yep. Why don't you guys ever talk about fishing chatterbaits on Lanier? A lot of guys do. You threw one last night, but I'll be, as a podcast guy, trying to get guests to talk about it. They're hush hush. Paul Driscoll talked about throwing a chatterbait in the back of creeks and pockets early in the morning when the spots had the bait pushed back up there. But we don't fish it like you guys do out there in the grass because we don't have grass.
I throw it at schooling fish.
You throw it at schooling fish, and it works.
And they eat it.
I throw it in the river.
You threw it in the river. Do you throw it at all?
I only really throw it in April up on them shoals and pre-herring spawn stuff.
Yeah, so it just doesn't set. The reason is it doesn't set up like Guntersville for sure. You got something to say with that?
February to April, I've got it in my hand almost all the time during the pre-spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good question, but I think it has to do. I think that to answer it, to be honest, it's just Lanier is so different. And have you ever fished over here, Cameron? Just out of curiosity. Now I know a guy though, Tyler Burt, loved throwing a chatterbait, and he would throw it out in 30 foot of water, let it sink all the way. Oh, look at that comment! All the way to the bottom and slow roll that joker. But he didn't talk about it a lot, and he was doing it at night, winning night tournaments with that. Far Dog says my lake average depth is 170 foot. It resembles Table Rock in Missouri, Broken Bow Lake, Oklahoma.
There's plenty of water.
So he's plenty of water.
Hey, Far Dog, you ever fished Arbuckle? That place is cool. I fished it once, and we caught like a couple 7-pounders. It was real cool. I'm just curious if you ever fished Arbuckle. It's a cool lake.
There you go. Steve Billington fishing. Now, again, we don't want to get kicked off of TikTok, so we have to be very polite towards our bigger anglers.
They're husky.
Husky anglers.
Hey,
Steve's one of them.
Steve is a husky angler. A few of them big anglers, farmer, displace a lot of water in kayaks. Now I'm gonna get on a kayak if everything works out Saturday with Alex over here at Latham. I'll make my kayak fish, even though I did a little tournament on Lanier, but my true kayak fishing in a kayak that I actually own debut Saturday. It's a debut, right? What are you laughing at? Put the camera on you. Why are you laughing?
I'm not laughing at it. It's nothing.
Oh, what is it? Something that I missed? What is he doing?
No, somebody keeps creating accounts.
Oh, and I am not reading that out. Georgia Country Boy on TV on YouTube, FYI, John Phillips. There you go. We need to check that out. Georgia Country Boy TV. Remind me to check that out, Alex. I'm old. They have to remind me of things around here.
Remind me to remind you.
Farmer, it's all on you now.
No, we're screwed.
Yeah, I know. We got problems. Clint, do we want to answer that question, though? What's up, Jason Jones?
My favorite. No.
You don't want to answer that?
No.
Alex, you better film that.
I'm gonna have the Insta 360.
Oh, you will? Yeah, I'll be running cameras
I got to figure out how to mount it. I had it last night with me and Farmer, so I got footage of the few fish that we caught before it got dark. I'm learning how to play with that, so I will have it.
He did get to see a couple jig hook sets.
I did get to see a couple of them. The Insta 360s are awesome, real Michael. Yeah, I've got to learn how to edit with it, and so that's a little bit different for me. But we're gonna figure that out tomorrow.
You got Real Michael watching on YouTube or on TikTok?
Yeah,
dude. Y'all go follow Real Michael. His content is cinema. It's amazing. The
Like
stuff
cinema?
It's amazing the stuff that he puts out.
Tony says the DJI drops this week. Is that a 360?
Yeah, they're coming out with one.
Okay, well, I will say this: that Insta that we had, it filmed. Everything was great, and even the sound was perfect. So now, granted, it might have been because we was up the river in God's country and it was really quiet, but everything was perfect. So, and Tony says, yes, Real Michael is awesome. I'll have to check that out, Real Michael. I'm sorry, I don't get around as much as I need to, and I don't watch as many things as I need to, but I'll check him out. In fact, I ain't got a pen. I was going to write his name down. Don't let me forget. Jason Jones, y'all need to go down the rabbit hole on kite fishing on a kayak. Just Google it and let your imagination soar, Jason Jones. All right, so now I got to check out Real Michael. I got to do something about kite fishing out of a kayak. There's a lot to do here, okay? Yeah. Adam W. Fishing. If I'm fishing a tournament, I never stick a fish the day before. If the tournament is on Saturday, I'll pre-fish on Thursday, but Friday is getting tackle ready. That makes sense. I saw Crankin' and Yankin mention he quit fishing tournaments because like his sphincter about 9 o'clock was kicking in. I don't understand you guys, how y'all can't control your bodily functions. I never have that problem.
Me neither.
I never have that problem.
Never.
I don't understand it. I don't sleep the night before.
I'll sleep just fine. I'll wake up a little extra early, get me an extra cup of coffee in, get things moving before I get out the door.
I don't understand the coffee thing. Coffee doesn't affect me that way. Okay. So Cameron Bennett. Yes, I fish Lanier. There you go. He's just right off Lake Alatoona. I never know where anybody's watching me from, and I just assume when somebody says Guntersville, they're from Alabama, and I probably shouldn't do that. Joshua Goad says his favorite plug is a Dredger 25.5. Far Dog says, yes, it's fantastic, especially in early February through the 1st of May. I weighed in 28 pounds in April and came in 3rd.
Dang.
That's you was talking about.
Yeah, it's a really cool place. It's like super clear water. It sets up really cool. Like it's like, I mean, similar to Lanier in some ways, but it's like its own place. Really pretty lake too, especially for Oklahoma.
What are you saying about Oklahoma? Ain't a lot to look at in Oklahoma.
I don't know.
Ain't no scenic beauty in Oklahoma.
I mean, there's some. It is in a pretty part of Oklahoma. The only.
I thought you was getting ready to pull a Charles Barkley when he talks about the women in San Antonio. You ever watched any of those?
No.
You need to check that out. That's funny. Let's see. Brad Silvers. All right, because we fish green lights.
The world's biggest bidet. That's so right.
What is that?
He's talking about aqua dumps.
Oh, just go
aqua dumps.
Okay, I got you.
I agree, Rob.
Bustum Outdoors said I broke 10 pounds a long time ago on a frog. Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I ain't never caught a 10-pound bass.
I've got one.
You've got one. You ever caught one over 10 largemouth?
No, my biggest is an 8, 9.
What about you, Alex?
Nope.
No? So mine's like 7. Now, I caught a bunch when I was little out of the farm pond in the backyard that probably were that big, but my dad wouldn't let me. We didn't have a scale, and he made me throw them back. So I was just spoiled. But actually, serious fishing, like 7, 9 is the biggest I've gotten. So if you break double digits, you've done something.
All 5 of my biggest bass come out of one lake.
Let me guess. Nottely?
Yep.
Lake Nottely.
There are some dang big ones.
I've got a 10-8 is my double digit. I've got
Is that
4,
spring or winter?
It was in the spring. I've got 4 that are 9 pounds out of Nottely, and I've got I don't know how many 8s.
Why don't you just sit there and puff your chest out a little bit?
Over here like
Real Michael, or 10-pound bass popular in Georgia? It depends on the lake. I think the farther south you go, you probably get a lot more 10-pounders, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Because we're talking largemouth. Up here on North Georgia, a 10-plus pound bass is like largemouth. That's news.
That's official lifetime.
Probably find them in a farm pond.
Yeah. Farm ponds, yeah. But like if you're on Lanier, Alatoona, and all that, Alatoona cranks out some big ones.
Yeah, you'll get
largemouth.
It's good for one weekend out of the spring and somewhere between February and March. One weekend, you'll be like, this tournament, who caught a 12, a 10, and a 9? You're like, dang.
Yeah, it is.
It's literally the only for one weekend.
That is true. That's when a lot of the big ones come out.
It's always the Noe tournament.
Lumas, Turner Tire is in the one in Cleveland. No, Turner Tire is the one in Jasper, Georgia. Real Michael, Juliet is my home lake, so still searching for Big Bertha. Because you don't need to be looking for Bertha, you got to look for Becky. That's the one you got to look for. Becky's the one there.
Becky's the one you want.
Let's see. Robert Blesky does not like Oklahoma for sure. I've been catching spotted bass on Lake Texoma. on swim baits. There you go, spotted. Look, a spot's going to eventually find its way into any body of water. So the question is, are you catching big spotted bass over there in Texoma? Going fishing with Ed's here. Cranking and yanking was his best is 9 pound back in 95. Farmer, you just had a mic drop. There's Veter. How you doing, Veter? Hope you're feeling better. Real
luck is all that is.
Is that what's Lo? That's my problem. Looking for Bertha, not Becky. I'm telling you, real Michael, you got to find Becky, as Kaz Anderson would say. Let's see here.
Becky on Berkeley Line sounds like a country song. Oh, dude, Becky on Berkeley.
That does sound like that. If we had just a little acoustic guitar back there, that would be a good one. Hancock's running a little bit late. The sedatives finally wore off. Time for the pain meds. I understand 100%. You take care of yourself. Now, Rob Robleski says my biggest bag at Nottely was under 24. If you go back to the very beginning of Fish North Georgia, I had O'Neill Williams on when we recorded the podcast, and he told me about a tournament on Nottely in the 80s where the best 5 were over 40 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
My best bag on Nottely is 32 pounds.
He might have said 45 pounds.
But I wasn't in a tournament. That was my best 5 of that day.
This was in a tournament.
That's
now,
awesome.
You reckon them guys came up to the ramp thinking, like, we got this one?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like that. Well, a lot of guys do that around here because they got 22, 23. Oh, we got it. And somebody's always sneaking in with 24.
24.
If I'm bumping 24, 25 pounds, I think I've got it in the bag.
Yeah.
If I've got 45 pounds, I'm like, I'm going to go sit at the ramp, boys. Y'all fish.
You're done. You're going to order a pizza like Paul Marks Jr. did.
But that's like we were talking about the Bassmaster Elite Series schedule. They're saying Guntersville being the first tournament. That's the same weekend my buddies fished derb out there. They had 32 pounds and came in 14th place.
Yeah.
It's like
crazy.
It's going to be lights out.
Absolutely crazy. Now, let's see. Let me scroll on down. Becky on Berkeley Line. Sounds like a country song. Jason Benton. Right there. And eventually we might get back on topic, guys. But if you guys are throwing out the questions in the comments, we're going to roll with it. Farmer, I watched your most recent video. What's the bite like on Nottely on the main lake right now? You went up the river.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of largemouth around docks and brush right now in about 10 to 18 foot. Your spots are out there roaming over your humps and out there chasing herring and everything like that. That's where everybody's getting their spots. When I was up there not too long ago, I think it was, why can't I remember his name? He's been here before, fishes the NPFL. He's a young guy, likes Berkeley.
Will
Harkins.
Harkins.
Will Harkins. He won that little fishing tournament we had up there, and he was out there scoping spots doing that. He was chasing spots that were chasing bait, and the largemouth are around docks and brush on the main lake.
Okay.
And the jig bite on Nottely's lights out right now.
Yeah.
They're eating brim like crazy, the largemouth are.
Now, this is how bad we get on this show. About 20 minutes ago, we were supposed to be talking about the green lights and everything. Remind me to get back on that, circle back around to it if we ever get there. Now, Brad Silvers, now listen, bless his heart. He fishes Carters. 40, 50 foot, no light. What do you throw in these? Carters alewives are killing me.
I bet you it gets dark out there.
It gets dark. The night blade bite on Carters is actually really good.
That's what I was going to say.
And so is the deep diving crankbaits.
With or without a rattle. I'm just saying it for the Oklahoma guy. Far Dog. All right, hold on a second. Far Dog. We had the GOM blast down here this weekend, and some angler was on the bass tank, and he was from Oklahoma. And everything he said was the exact opposite of what you do here in Georgia.
I wanted to go kick him in the bass tank.
You were like, I mean, seriously, like, tell us you don't fish Georgia without telling us you don't fish Georgia. We were sitting there. We didn't make fun of them. We were polite, and we just sat there and talked amongst ourselves.
Well, I know all the cast boys would be real upset with one thing he said.
Oh, yeah.
What he said?
He goes, do not throw a fluke style bait on a ball head jig. And I just turned and I was like,
he was serious.
the heck are you talking about?
He was serious. and Farmer's over there. And Farmer, you guys, if you don't know Farmer, he's a big teddy bear of a man and all that. Very nice. But he was over there. You could see his hands shaking a little bit.
He just twitched.
You could see him
It's like,
you could see him like,
Could you imagine
teaching all these kids over here?
All these kids watching.
I think that would
Never
make a
do that.
great video if I went to do a seminar at one of these things and just told the most bogus like techniques.
Somebody down there's gonna believe
That would be
you.
hilarious.
Well, he goes
Because
he's
think of the
throwing a
people that
swim
sit
bait on
around
the
for
back of
this.
an underspin.
Yeah.
Well, I was sitting there watching his underspin. I was like, man, that looks awful odd. He's throwing. He goes, and this will work in Clearwater. He's throwing a Colorado blade, a gold Colorado blade on the bottom of a bait imitation, and I'm like,
It was
doesn't work
wrong.
here.
It was wrong. But anyway, back to your question, Brad Silvers, because we went down that rabbit hole. What would you throw at night? You said like a big, and Alex agreed with you, big Colorado style.
Big Colorado, a big jig. I like a big jig on Carter's at night because it gets so dark. I want to move water. I want to displace water. Full with their lateral line, make them eat. So the blade, big spinnerbait, the jig, and one that I don't ever let loose is a chatterbait worked like a jig.
I knew you was in my mind. I said he's getting ready to say chatterbait.
I will throw a chatterbait, let it go to the bottom, and I will work it like a jig. I will drag it, let that blade go, and then hit the bottom again, pick it up.
Just get that vibration.
I will just say Carter's isn't the only place that works.
No, it works everywhere, but Carter's, it works well.
I like that.
You like that?
Oh, yeah.
You like
And
that?
It's fun.
I add the Gary Yamamoto cowboy to the back of it.
Really?
The cowboy.
I mean, that thing's back there. Just,
just doing all the dances.
mhm.
All right, so Far Dog listens. He lives up in the mountains of Oklahoma. I didn't know Oklahoma had mountains.
Do they have mountains or hills?
Yeah. What exactly is a mountain in Oklahoma?
No, they're actual mountains. I'm pretty sure.
They've
Are you
got
sure?
they've got
Throw
some,
out the elevation of some of your mountains around there.
they've got some pretty good.
Are we talking
Elevation
about? Are we
changes
talking
up
about
there.
like Appalachian mountains?
No,
So he's got hills.
it's still pretty good size.
Like Red Top Mountain to me is not a mountain.
I'd say more Atlanta size risers.
So he got hills.
Yeah, well,
Okay, just saying. So he's got hills.
but
Cameron,
that's out there at what's the name of that?
I ain't never been to Oklahoma, so I don't know.
That was just in my mind. I lost it. It'll come back to me later.
Come back to you later. There we
And
go.
then Ouachita's right next door in Arkansas. That's
Mhm.
super mountainous over
Yeah.
there.
Mountainous or hilly?
I mean, mountains. That's straight up mountains over there.
Okay, so they do have real mountains.
I bet you he's got real mountains where he's
Okay, he might have real
I
mountains.
don't know.
We're
I
not
lived in
making fun
Texas,
of
but
you.
not Oklahoma. I don't
Yeah.
know anything about
All
Oklahoma.
right, pull up Cameron. So this is a good question for you guys. I missed 6 blow-ups this weekend with a frog. What can I do differently to get them to commit?
We need some more info on that.
But it
and
sounded like they was
partnership
committing. He's just missing.
Well, we just need to know what line he's throwing it on and the rod and reel, and I feel like Farmer
And-
can take that away.
You got to
And
wait. You got to give
Are
them some
you
time.
are you
Yeah.
swinging as soon as you see the explosion?
Yeah.
If
That's
you're
what Alex was
swinging,
saying, yeah.
if you're swinging as soon as you see it, you're pulling it away from them. The biggest thing with a frog is if you see a blow up, go 1, 2, and if he's got it, you'll know it. If not, your frog will be still sitting on the pad there, and usually you can get them to come back.
Now let's get into it, breaking it down. Are we boiling a frog? Are we bending the hooks out? Are we doing any of that stuff? Is that really necessary?
I will if I'm
Alex says no. Well, Alex says no.
I throw a different frog than Farmer does, though.
What do you throw?
I throw from tactical fishing.
I was going to say, are you throwing a tactical fishing?
He's
yeah,
throwing
I
a
throw
soft-bodied
I throw them
frog.
tactical frogs.
Okay.
The hollow-bodied frogs, I will boil them, make them, especially something like I like a spro frog, but their plastic's a little hard. So if you boil them, it'll make them soft.
That's kind of like when we used to play adult league softball. We would nuke the softballs to make them harder. You could hit them farther. Yeah, you can turn a core 47.
Crazy.
Hell yeah, we would do
What
that.
is a softball made out of? I don't even know. I never played sports as a kid, obviously. So.
Well, I mean, it's just like a baseball leather. It's bigger and softer.
Is it made out of leather? Is it made out of?
Yeah, it's got a leather wrap.
It's
I mean,
got a
you can
leather
get that,
wrap,
You can get that fake leather and all that. But you would take a core 50 softball, and this is back in the 80s and 90s, and we would stick them in the microwave for about a minute. And it would make that leather really hard and just kind of draw those fibers. And
That's
boy,
nice. It's
you get a
heat-seeking missile.
You
coming
get a
off the
double
bat.
wall DeMarini back in the day. Guys my size are hitting them 400 foot. I'm serious. It was very illegal, very crazy. They outlawed it now.
Depending on the cover you're fishing. If you're fishing a just straight up grass mat, do not bend your hooks out. You're going to fight it. But if it's real sparse and you've got holes and it's just one little thing, sprig sticking up here and there, yeah, bend your hooks out. Your hookup ratio goes up.
Okay, all right.
And another thing, if you've got a really, really topped out grass mat that's got nothing below it and they can't really see it, throw glass beads inside your frog.
Just to make a little noise.
It throws noise into the water, brings them to it.
There you go. Hopefully that helps you. Georgia Country Boy TV. I fished Oklahoma. Love it. Of course, I was fishing with my good buddy, Edwin Evers. Well, there you go. That's pretty cool. Coleman says Guntersville will be a slugfest galore.
Mm-hmm.
Follow up those blow-ups with a worm or a jig. That's a good one.
Yeah.
TPTR21 reminds me, and the comments come up, of some bags down in the Savannah River near Statesboro and South. Them boys catch mega bags down there. Seen 30-plus bags there regularly. Hidden gem in Georgia. Except now, you told it on the Fish North Georgia podcast, everybody go down to Savannah River near Statesboro, and from that point south, them boys catch big ones down there. That's how we roll. But appreciate you joining us tonight. And let's see, we ain't got no comments on TikTok, so let's keep going with the YouTube guys. A couple minutes, we'll do our question of the night, which I have making up on the fly. So you're going to have to help me with that, Clint.
All right,
Justin Malcolm. No, Steve Billington. He's got a question right there.
I've got a question.
Okay, what's Alex's favorite bait for night fishing out there? He always finds the good ones. Steve, it's called a cage.
No, I throw a night blade spinnerbait.
Big Colorado?
Yeah, big Colorado blade, 3/4 ounce with a MRE on the back of it.
Yeah.
And I'll throw a shaky head and I'll throw a jig. That's the only 3 things I'll throw after dark unless I'm fishing dock lights.
And we'll get to the dock lights eventually because we're talking about grinding.
Dock lights, I'll do jerk baits, under spins, stuff like that.
Yeah. Fishing with Fitz on TikTok. How's everybody doing? We're doing good. Appreciate you joining us. Let's talk to OG 2.0 Hartwell. They can't get it to eat the OG 2.0. So let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
We'll do the question of the night. So here's for Stephen Broom on TikTok.
So with the OG, it's all about what you're throwing it on, rod, line, all that stuff. So like I'm throwing the 50-pound cast braid to a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader, or I'll throw it on straight 20-pound fluoro. I don't do the straight 20-pound fluoro as much on the 20 gram as I will on the bigger 30 gram. So I'm typically throwing that braid to leader almost always. But with that OG, they will miss it a lot, or they'll get it and come off. So one thing I've had to do is not have my drag locked all the way down. I'll kind of loosen it up, probably 3 or 4 clicks. That helps. And then also just when you see that blow up, just hit it with another reel twitch like you were already working it, and that'll do the work for you. If you're throwing it on the right medium heavy, or no, just a medium action topwater rod, you should let the rod do its work. You're not setting the hook. You're not trying to jerk it out of its mouth. And then I like putting a feathered treble on the bottom. I don't know if it really makes a difference when that thing is just bobbing right there. Franco was actually just up there around where you're talking about, maybe exactly where you're talking about. And he caught 15 bass on the 2.0 in River Gray, I want to say. And he had a 5.5 pound largemouth was his biggest one out of there. So he blasted them, and it was on a Saturday. So you can definitely get bit on it right now, especially if you find the right piles. They're looking up, they're active. Try to stay way off them fish too. That'll help. And anytime they have competition. So you want to, if you're casting at singles, sometimes they'll come up and miss it, stroke it a little bit, but not really get a hold of it. But you want them to be in a pack for sure.
What's up, Greens?
That helped me out a lot because I'm throwing it on the wrong combo, and I've had a lot of issues with pulling off and missing. And
yeah, you want it lighter than you think.
It is a poor musician who blames his instrument.
I blame my interest.
No, but I believe it because I'm using the wrong stuff. All right, guys, listen real quick. We're going to do our Serve IT question tonight. All you guys, if you got a question or something in the comments, you know how this works. We got to watch it for the winning thing, so you're going to have to repost it, and we'll jump back on. Here's the question of the night. Let's pull up our buddies at Serve IT. Serve IT, listen, I'm about choked up. All right, so let me get this right. All right, guys, if your company is looking for an all-inclusive 100%, I can't do it tonight. Clint, do it.
If you want an all-inclusive Serve IT experience with the technology boys just absolutely just taking care of you at the end of the night, Go check out Serve IT. He's doing a lot of cool things in his industry. He's an outdoorsman that supports technology and the advancement of technology. Go get you a job.
Go get your job.
Go hit him up because he's looking for people like us that are willing to learn. They work hard. Like work ethic goes a long way. And if you want to go change career paths and really find yourself and find a way to make money to fuel this fishing experience, Serve IT. Go hang out with Alan Brooks and figure out why this could be your next career.
Listen, if Alan's watching that tonight, normally I nail it, but for some reason I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I couldn't get it out of my mouth. So
I gave the Cletus version of that.
Serve IT guys is a great company.
I took Danny out off the lake too late last night.
Oh, we was out way too late. So anyway, real quick, here's the question of the night. I'm gonna send you a Fish North Georgia visor, okay, a gray visor. So here's the question: what was the smallest bass Clint caught last night during his fishing experience on Lake Lanier?
That's what I was going to ask.
Was that what you were
when
going
I
to
said?
ask?
Yeah, that was word for word.
What was the smallest bass that he caught?
Pounds and ounces.
Pounds and ounces. So scroll all the way down to the bottom so we can watch that. And again, guys, look, throw them questions back out. All right. So who got it first?
Jason Benton
or Brad Silvers?
No.
What is it? They're all the same.
4.1 is not 4 pounds, 1 ounce.
Yeah, Jason Benton got it.
But I think like in the spirit of it.
That's
410.
A tenth of a pound versus 4 pounds, 1 ounce.
Oh, you guys are getting technical.
Yeah, I said pounds and ounces.
All right, Brad Silvers, they stink. I'll send you one too. But we're going to give it to Jason Benton. I get what listen, he's always on the show too. So look, Cameron says 1.6. Guys, he caught.
Hey, by the way, Brad Silvers, I'm thinking about sliding up your way on Saturday. So hit me up.
Hey, listen, if I don't go with Alex and Alex chickens out on me, you're not going to chicken out. I'd be the one chicken out.
You'll be the one. I'll be out there fishing in the rain.
Listen, I'll go in the rain. I'll go in the rain.
Is it supposed to rain on Saturday?
Yeah. But because look, if it starts raining, all I got to do is park my kayak and walk 75 steps across the street, and I'm sitting on the couch.
I've been fishing a lot. I'll probably be on my hands and knees begging the boss lady, please let me go fishing this weekend again.
Listen, she let you fish.
Just don't say the word again.
Leave again out of there.
The fish are wet either way. And what's up, Justin Spees? But you got to fish last night and you're here tonight. I don't think the odds are in your favor.
They're not.
They're not in your favor. You're going to be at home this weekend.
Probably.
All right, so guys, listen. Again, like I said,
you should tell her to take your boat out and take the kids.
I was going to
just stay at home.
No, I was going to attempt the hey, why don't we have a lake day and you can meet me at 12 at the ramp and we can get out there and I'll go out there early and fish and get it out of my system.
Ain't gonna work.
Hey, I believe in you.
I believe in him, but I know him. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I hope you get to go. All right, so guys, listen. Throw your questions back up, your comments from earlier. All right, because I don't want him to scroll back up and we'll get all messed up. So while we're waiting for your comments and questions, we're going to talk about grinding last night. It was tough. On the green lights. Somebody asked about green lights earlier. So, I know Alex likes to fish them. I'm sure Clint does if he's out there at night. Green lights attract your bait. You got your predators around. It should be easy pickings. But it's not always easy pickings.
No, it's not. It's a poor man's live scope.
It's a poor man's live scope because you can see everything. Mm-hmm. The first one that Farmer and I rolled up on, we had plenty of brim on top, big brim too, some big brim and all that. We kept seeing a pretty good sized fish. We assumed it was a bass. And when it would go across that light buoy, it would just like cast a shadow. It'd go dark and all that. We threw everything we could, and we didn't get a fish on any of the green lights except for the one. That was what was the difference? You got one on a green light, but late. But I mean, where'd you and I double up on?
It was a white light.
It was a white light.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It was a sunk white light, and the only
sunk one. Okay.
It was a sunk white light.
It was sunk. But
and
it was different.
I guess it brought more of the what the bluegill were feeding on. Bluegill were chasing something just minusculely
they were
tiny.
Going crazy.
Was it like fry? Or
it had to be. It had to be like fry because they were chasing it. It wasn't like they were coming up. Well, it wasn't like they were coming up and just popping something on top like a bug. They were chasing it and eating it. So it was something minuscule I couldn't even see. But because the brim, I was able to toss my jig and catch largemouth off of green lights instead of spots.
Yeah, it was different. What's up, Bible Bass TV? You know what was interesting though, Clint? Yesterday we caught 9 fish. Only 3 were spots. We caught 6 largemouth on Lake Lanier.
Location.
It was.
Wow, we were fishing largemouth there.
Alex, put that camera on me and go out there and see if you can figure that thing up on that TikTok. For some reason, I don't know why it does that at 4:50.
Detected inactivity.
How it can detect inactivity, I don't know. But anyway, we'll keep talking.
Throw up Coleman's real quick.
I'll read it. My fiance just said, I want to go Saturday. I don't care what time we get up. I must have done something good because we're leaving at 4:45.
You know what you did, son?
Now hit those. Yeah, hit those. Hit TikTok. 242424. Hit the live thing again. Go down, press the button at the bottom, the positive button. The
top left one.
down there at the bottom. Hit that. Add. Scroll over to live. Hit go. Hit resume.
Boom.
There we go. I don't know why you got to do that. Good Lord, they make it.
But Coleman, you know what you did to get her to do that? You put a ring on it, son. That's what you did.
No, she met us.
Yeah.
We inspired her to go fishing.
Well, that circle will make a woman do some crazy things. So.
Crazy's no doubt. Yeah, wait till you see it on down the line talking about crazy. Yeah,
I don't know what kind of circle you put on yours.
Listen, it was gold. I'm just telling you, later on down the line, they get a little bit interesting. Is that the best way to say it? Farmer's not going to say nothing because he's scared. I say it.
Farmer's trying to go fishing on Saturday. He better keep his mouth.
I've got to the point in my marriage where my wife was like, "Ain't you got something to do on Saturday?"
Yep. You can go fishing if you want to.
Yeah. Just get out of the house.
I've got a big mouth, but I know when to keep it shut.
You do. I don't. It gets me in trouble. Green light area is a good place to start. Oh, first of all, Steven Sturgeon, why don't we do randomized drawings?
He might be a little bit behind on his.
Because he's in Illinois. You think so? You think that's what it is?
Oh, you just got to keep scrolling that bar. Trust me, I used to be the king of this. Yeah. You got to keep scrolling that bar and fast forwarding and making sure you are 100% live. YouTube's always faster than any other platform as well. Keep making sure that line is all the way to the right as fast as you can let it fast forward if you'll double tap on the side. And that's how you stay as live can get.
Yeah, okay. I noticed it on lunch break it's real easy to fall behind.
It drag?
Or you have a notification pop up or your phone start or something and it pauses it for just a second. That puts you 20, 30, 40 seconds.
So it's like
behind.
FUBU.
Yeah.
Like my son's sitting on the couch right beside me and we're watching the Braves game. He goes, Acuna just hit a home run. And he's just now walking up to the plate on TV. It's always behind. It never is. Right. But anyway, back to the green lights, because we were grinding last night. You would think, though, the bait's there. It was present. You caught yours on what? I caught that largemouth on a wacky.
I caught everything I caught yesterday on a jig.
On a jig. But it was different. Iron Dome for sure, Messick. Iron Dome is going to be in force.
The first thing I'm throwing when I get to a dock light, if they're not like actively like busting the surface or something,
we didn't see that.
Going to be a spot choker or a shaky head.
So for you guys that don't know, spot choker's an underspin.
Are you going heavy with that spot choker?
3/8.
So yeah.
Are you running it high in the water column or down near the light?
Down it's a 3/8, it's bottom.
I'll count rocks with that sucker.
So you're slow dragging it, ticking rocks on the bottom with it. Okay. We didn't do that last night. That might have been why we were struggling.
There weren't that many spots around the lights we were on.
There really wasn't a lot of fish. I've seen more.
There was not fish up. It was kind of funny last night because I waited and bided our time to go hit lights.
He did.
To wait for them to load up with bait.
There is such a thing as them warming up, I feel like.
Yeah. It takes a minute for them to get up there and really start getting into the groove of things. But usually on a light, anyway, my 3 baits I'll target it with. I'll hit a bottom bait first so I don't screw with the fish that are running bait. Because I've noticed if you catch one of the ones up top first, you'll screw with the bottom ones. And you won't ever get them again. But if you throw in there first with a bottom bait like a jig or a worm, pull them out, you can still mess with the top fish. Then it's going to be here lately on Lanier, at least green lights that are out away from the docks, you can do is a riser to get the ones on top or a wacky worm.
Okay. I mean, I believe in the wacky worm. but I only got one bite on myself.
The riser, because if
You had a wacky worm too, though?
Yeah, did I?
Shocker.
Shocker. Oh, let's tell them what happened. Okay, hold on. Found a new green light on Chattooga at daybreak, busted him on a drop shot with a hit worm.
Mhm.
Makes sense. And I'll get to you guys up here on YouTube. Guess what I did yesterday? I actually skipped a jig on a bait caster without blowing it up. Like several times, didn't I?
watched him, I was proud of him.
That's awesome.
I cannot skip.
Then made him, and then humbled him.
That's Doug.
Oh, yeah, no. Then I blew it up. But it happened. It did happen.
Did you get it out?
Oh,
The bird's
I got that now. I did that on that one. But I blew up. What you know what? When I finally broke off my spinning rod, I just didn't feel like tying another leader on. That's what I normally throw my weightless wacky. And then I put it on a bait caster. Every few casts, because I don't use a ring, that thing would fly off because I'm used to that smooth cast braid on that. It would blow up. I'd say words that I can't repeat. Mark Johnson, I caught 4 over 2 pounds on lights on Hartwell last Friday with a fluke. I try to fluke a little bit.
I mean, if you like to fish it, you can fish it around dock lights.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there to eat. They're not there just to sit in the light and go, oh, I like this better.
And boat positioning is huge too.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about boat positioning.
Can I, before you get started, can I hit one comment real quick?
Yeah.
Pull up Cranking and Yanking. Danny, you get my text about my buddy Bubba. One of my best fishing buddies passed away recently, 51 years old. If I did, I didn't see it, Cranking and Yanking, and I apologize. But from us here at FNGO to you and to his family, you know, our sincerest condolences. I know that stinks because I lost my father-in-law was my fishing and hunting buddy, and he passed away suddenly of a heart attack. I didn't even feel like fishing for 5 years. I mean, it was it hit me that hard.
It's tough.
It is tough. So, you know, I wanted to make sure I hit that comment before I went any farther.
Cranking and yanking, I love you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're sorry.
We're here for you.
51.
That's tough.
That's young.
That's tough.
Diehard Anglers app on TikTok. Good evening to you there, sir. All right. So anyway, hit that real quick, and then we're going to go up and to Shane Latham's question after you talk about what he was talking about.
Boat positioning on green lights is key because if you come crashing in on that light, you'll spook them because there's this huge shadow that shows up. You're going to spook them off. You're going to boat positioning. You either want to hit it at a 45 straight on or from behind it, but you're a cast distance from it.
We cast it a long ways away.
You're making it, and you're not trying to hit the center of the light first cast. Your first cast needs to be in the darkest shadow that you can see. Work your way in. Then once you've worked your way in, change your boat positioning to a different angle, and you'll be amazed at how many more bites you get by just changing the way the bait moves.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, Alex, because you fish them as a kayak angler, how do you approach a green light?
I stay as far off of it as I can, and I try to get to where my hardest cast will get into the dark water on the other side of it.
You like to cast past it,
and I'll drag through it.
Drag through it.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. All right, so Shane Latham right there at the top. First time after dark on Alatoona this weekend, Gatewood launch. I think I know what Bill Payne would tell me, but what are you guys doing? Pattern and baits. So we're nighttime fishing on Alatoona.
Same thing.
Same thing. It's got to be you're going to be throwing.
There's not near as many green lights on Alatoona.
Spinnerbait, jig, shaky head.
But you can't go wrong with that.
No.
Maybe a buzz bait if you want to throw some Topwater. You guys ever throw buzz baits tonight?
I threw a buzz bait on Alatoona for 2 hours the other night, and I didn't catch up. Didn't get a single blow up, nothing.
You know what color my buzz bait was that I caught a fish on yesterday?
Bird nest.
No, color. Color. What color's bird's nest?
Bird's nest.
Black. Black. I was using that squealer from Spro.
That's what I did. I fished the best looking bluff walls for 2 hours with that thing. I was just burning down the back.
So to answer that question, I think we would agree, throw the nighttime spinnerbait. Mm-hmm. One mistake of guys, and this is just me as a retailer, but I think these guys that throw it a lot more than me will probably agree with me. We carry Georgia Blade nighttime spinnerbaits here, and they make them in a half, and they make them in a 3/4 ounce.
Battle Baits makes them in a 1 ounce.
Go with the heavier size.
Yes.
Go with the heavier size, 3/4 one. Keep it down.
If you got paint on the head of your spinnerbait at the end of the night, you ain't fishing it right.
Right. So, I mean, go with the heavier weight because that half ounce is going to rise up, and it's going to be really hard to keep it on the bottom.
Unless you're ultra shallow.
Unless you're ultra shallow. I agree with that. But for the most part, we're throwing it over rocky points, things like that. You definitely want to go with the heavier size. I think that is a mistake a lot of guys make. They just say 1/2 ounce. That's what I normally throw, 3/8 or half during the regular spinnerbait. Why not at night? But I think the 3/4 is better.
If I was on Alatoona and I was going to fish at night, I would have 5 baits.
Here we go.
I'd have a jig and a shaky head for if I come across any brush, because they're going to still be in that brush. A crankbait that runs 12 to 15 foot.
Mm-hmm.
A nighttime bladed spinnerbait, a big bladed spinnerbait, and I will parallel the bank if I know they're up shallow with a chatterbait. I will get up against the bank and I will throw straight down it and bring that chatterbait back. I know about 5 guys that are going to call me after this show.
And say, why did you say that?
You'll catch striper on them crankbaits at night too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But the nighttime chatterbait bite on Alatoona is phenomenal because of where those gizzard shad position at night. Get you a big flashlight out and just go down the bank and shine it into the water, and you'll see gizzard shad just running from you that are right on the bank.
Makes sense.
And that chatterbait just gets crushed.
That's awesome.
So then there you go. Okay, so Cameron Bennett, we are talking more about the chatterbait than I thought we would be talking about. So Grant Sasky up there. And now I'll get to Brad Silvers. I'm sorry, Brad, I missed yours. Let me get this real quick. I got a job interview tomorrow in Chattanooga. If I take the job and make the move, how much different will the fishing be up there? Chickamauga, Watts Bar, et cetera, compared to here? And I saw one comment said different.
Yeah.
A lot different.
Polar opposite, but it's good to expand your toolbox. You know?
Book you a trip
like
with
if
Rob, and he'll teach you how to fish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that goes back to what me and
right.
Clint's
Good
been
call,
talking back
Alex.
and forth all day, and I've told him, I don't know how many times a day, I need to change what I do and get my trolling motor off 6 or 7 and bump it down to 2 and 3 just to be able to learn how to use the tools that are at my advantage.
Mm-hmm.
As a power guy that all I do is power fish, I'm missing a lot of fish because I won't slow down.
Yeah, but you catch a lot of fish because you're speeding up. So I mean,
that balance, you know.
But it goes back to his night versus our night. He crushed them. I never got off the trolling motor.
Yeah,
and grinded.
Yeah,
I got lucky though.
But I was going to say, how much of that is based upon he was just in the right spot at the right time? Because what you said earlier, and guys, if you might have to go back and watch the beginning of the show. He crushed him on Lanier for about 30 minutes last night. So, and also to the size. So you found the right school of fish at the right time. But what you said something to me that made me kind of think. And I'll get to Stuart Rogley's comment right here in a second. Generally on Lake Lanier, 1-2 cast and we're gone.
Yep.
And you were able to stay in a spot that was just that perfect bite window opportunity.
Yeah.
And just catch 4-pounder after 4-pounder after 4-pounder. I don't think that's the norm. Like,
no,
it's not the norm.
it's not the norm.
I think it was probably a bunch of fish pulled up on that shoal coming from different directions. I feel like that's kind of why they pulled up. They were probably some were coming from the back of the creek, some were coming from Main Lake, some were coming from out in the timber, and they all just kind of ended up there hunting, chasing something, and they were all just right there. But the thing is that dusk bite is literally only dusk. As soon as it starts to get dark, like it was 8:45 hard cutoff, like wasn't even seeing fish up there. No blinkers, nowhere.
Yeah. And that's what Bill Payne always says. Like if you're fishing a night tournament, you'll catch them right up till dark. Then you got that lull for a while. Yeah. Stuart says on TikTok, I know of a guy that scopes at night with a 3/4 ounce white chatterbait and smokes them. Yeah. And then Die Hard Angler's got us on YouTube now too. Appreciate you, dog.
Depending on the structure that I'm fishing and paralleling, I'll either throw a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce white jackhammer.
Okay, I got you. Pull up Jeremy Conkrite, my buddy from Kentucky, right there on the bottom. And if I can't get everybody's comment, I'm sorry. I'm trying. We got one lake with dock lights, and the hybrid are in them instead of bass. Well, now you can get them here on Lanier. Them stripers and all will come in there too, because that's what you were talking about last night.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying.
Big old stripers.
Big stripers show up on them green lights.
Especially in the springtime.
And what did you say last night, Farmer, to me? When is the best time to fish
in the spring.
That's
Pre-
right.
Spawn.
Spring and fall has been the best for me. I
Pre-
won't really
sorry,
target them right now. I'll go to the green lights while I'm kind of waiting for that spinnerbait bite to kick off, just to pass some time.
Right.
But I won't really target them this time of year because you don't really see the bass stacked up in them. Most of them are kind of shallow.
Right.
And I feel like with the water being so hot, they're not going to be up there.
Okay, well, that makes perfect sense. But I asked you that question. You and I talked about it for me last night, and you're like, spring.
Spring is the best time. Fall's good too, but when they're loading up for spawn and everything, and they're eating everything they could possibly eat, spring is the best time to hit those green lights. You've got largemouth, you've got spots, you've got striper, you've got crab, you've got every predatory fish sitting.
It's
under
the
those
golden corral just sitting
Yeah.
there, and it's semi-warm, so it's the only golden corral in town that's actually got the heat.
Mm.
Got the heat on.
You can pull up on a green light in the spring as soon as it starts getting dark and just wail on them all night. You ain't got to wait around till 11 o'clock for
You
it.
Yeah,
can, you
and we
can
waited,
run.
I
You can
said.
run the. Say you find 3 green lights in one cove.
Yep.
You can run those 3 green lights and never run anywhere else.
Yep.
Just
That's
stick
what I
on.
do.
Just
on
stay
the,
on
that's
that.
what I do on the kayak.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Which makes sense being on a kayak.
Yeah, I've got a spot on the south end that's got 4 or 5 of them on there, depending on the mood of the owner of the dock.
Right.
And,
I took you to 2 of them.
Okay. And I saw them.
Yeah. And I'll just rotate them all night long.
So Stewart
There's only
says
3 of them on last night.
Was there?
Yeah.
we've got a lot of dock lights in Tennessee, but the GAR. And then user 914-822-223-6641 says you guys are echoing through each other's mics. First, we've heard about it tonight, buddy. Apologize for that. We might just be getting excited. Let's see. Alex, do you mostly fish the lights or dark with no lights?
I think I just answered that.
I
Really,
think you did. You fish the green lights till that you get dark. You just
Yeah.
wait your time, biding your time. And which Farmer did last night, he said, we're going to wait. You waited. We did some other stuff just waiting for it to get right to at least try those green lights.
now in
out
the
there.
spring and fall, I won't even waste my
And it
time
doesn't
throwing a
matter as soon as they
spinnerbait.
come on.
Yeah, as soon as they come on, I'll be over there waiting for it.
Okay. All right. So, and then let's see, Stephen Sturgeon, Cam, waiting to feel the fish. Oh, he's talking to somebody in the chat.
About
Count
the frog.
About the
probably.
frog. That's how
Yep,
far.
count to 2.
That's how far back we are. But Crankin' and Yankin said his buddy got some kind of flesh-eating bacteria from a cut on his leg.
Dang.
Wow, dude.
These little somethings like
Mhm.
that, like Kyle Patrick just announced today that he can't fish the last 2 Elite Series tournaments because of that. He got a tick bite, and then
Yeah, Austin Neary too. He's got Lyme's disease.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and,
Wow.
and you know what? So it also that certain tick, and I think it's the Lone Star tick. It's got the little white spot on it. Certain ones of those will give you that where it makes you where you can't eat meat, like you're allergic to red meat and stuff.
God, I couldn't.
Ticks are.
Oh,
Oh, could you
dude, I
imagine
hope
not
I
being able
never
to eat
get bit
steak?
by
You
one.
got bit by a bug.
Nah, I'd look like a big old balloon if I couldn't eat.
I'd have a hard
That's what I'm
time.
getting to start tomorrow, man. I'm going carnivore or low carb. I'm gonna eat the heck out of
You
some
don't need to
meat.
go low carb, Danny.
Listen, I got plenty of carbs right here in
No,
the
you
gut.
don't.
You gonna set me up on
You
a
need to go on high protein. That's all you need.
just high protein?
If you can switch to high protein, it won't be like a crash diet or anything. If you can just get 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, it's harder to do than you think. But I'm
1
telling you
gram.
what, if you switch to just that, you can eat the same bullshit. You can eat
300.
whatever. If you hit your protein goal every day, you will lose weight and you will start to build muscle doing nothing at all but hitting that protein goal every day. So if you, weigh,
that's
if you weigh
237 grams of protein.
that's a
in
lot,
day.
right? But I try to get, I
Got
try
more
to
than
get,
you do.
yeah, I try to get 50 or 60 grams of protein per meal that I have throughout the day. It's not as hard as it sounds.
And I can
That's
do it-
10 ounces of chicken. That's 1 big titty right there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what your definition of big is on that, but
Well, 1 chicken titty. We're
Okay.
talking Costco chicken
okay,
breast. not-
Costco. Right
Well,
there.
there goes TikTok.
Yeah.
There goes TikTok. So guys, we
Sorry.
appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We'll see you in 3 days.
Oh,
Tony
I'm
calls,
sorry,
well, there
Tony.
goes TikTok. No, evidently you can say that. I guess you could say that. Hate that, dude. Really, absolutely hate
There
that.
goes. Sorry, Tony.
Steve
I could
Phillips-
hear Tony saying that without even having to say
Hey,
it.
at least I could say it wasn't me this time. I'm just trying to figure out
I
how
was
we
trying
can
to
get
help the community.
it. So, okay, so real quick. So if I start tomorrow and I eat that much protein, I can eat whatever else I want to eat because you probably won't be that hungry. But
Well, the thing is protein's the most satiating out of them all. So if you eat your protein first in every meal you have. So like in the mornings, I'm having 4 eggs with a little bit of egg whites, and then I'll have chicken sausage in the morning. I'll have some Greek yogurt, and then I'll do fruit. So like if you're sticking to meat and fruit and then get your carbs, you can get them throughout the day however you want to, but meat and fruit, and then get you a little bit of rice or quinoa or whatever you want, potatoes, sweet potatoes, some type of simple carb in the middle of the day, something like that. You'll be rocking and rolling.
See, where else? What other fishing podcast can you get nutritional advice, marriage advice, fishing advice? We cover it all.
Fishing at night, fishing during the day.
Advice. I'm telling you, Mercer ain't giving out diet secrets. I don't know, but I'll try it. Okay, so
I was 255 pounds in 2023 after my heart surgery. I'm 210 right now. So it's been a slow.
I didn't know you had heart surgery.
Yeah,
you didn't tell me about that.
Yeah, I had it in 2023. I had my
ablation or whatever.
Yeah, atrial fibrillation. My heart was beating out of my chest. I would go work out at the gym. Everything's fine. Run on a treadmill. Everything's fine. I'd go to carry groceries up the stairs. My heart rate would be at 250 beats per minute, about to stroke out. Like literally would have to like sit down, about to pass out. Like it was bad. So I had to go. Went to a cardiologist. They tried to put me on medicine. Medicine didn't work. Had to have surgery immediately. Like it was like bam, bam, bam within a month. And then once I had surgery, I was all good. And then I got real fat because I had these incisions on either side of your.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so I got real fat because I couldn't work out, wasn't really doing much. And then I got up to 255 and I was like, dang, I got to do something about this. Saw a Carl Jochimson video on Instagram talking about the grind and getting after it. And I was like, you know what? I should go for a run tomorrow. And I went for a run that next day, and I haven't missed more than a couple days of a workout since. And
okay,
yeah, if you get your steps in and you hit your protein every day, no matter what your lifestyle is like, if you can get 8,000 to 10,000 steps in a day and hit your protein goal, I promise you will drop 10 to 20 pounds within a couple of months.
And then just steady decline.
And then just start weaning yourself, start reading your ingredients labels, look at what you're putting in your body, because there's a lot of preservatives out there. Sucralose is one to look out for, potassium sorbate. There's all kinds of stuff. You get an app called Yuka. It's a free app that you can scan, Yuka. You can scan any barcode on anything. It'll tell you everything that's in it, good, bad, ugly, all the stuff. Wow. I'm telling you, it's just a little bit. If you pay a little bit of attention to what you're putting in your body every single day, It makes a difference. It's just like fueling the machine. If you want to run 87 in your machine all the time and then be real hard on it, you can, but put a little premium in there and see how she runs.
Okay. So Steve Broom says, come to Silva. Oh man, it went. The wife, hey, put that comment back up, Steve Broom, if you don't mind, because it went up too quick and I can't get over there. Something about protein shakes. Something about protein shakes or something like that. Okay, let's get back on that. Steve Billington, does Georgia let you hang a green light off the boat or kayak, or are you forced to rely on the ones on the dock?
You can hang one off a boat.
You can hang.
We talked about that last night.
I've got one in the yak just in case I do get those moody dock owners. I'll drop it out.
Drop
it out in front of their dock.
I was going to say most guys that hang out lights off their boat are tied off to the bridges and stuff like that.
Crappie fishing and stuff. Lots of them are crappie fishing.
Or striper fishing.
Stripers and all that. All right, scroll on down. Let's catch back up because Lord knows I know we're way. I
do want to answer Doug Rice's question.
I hit Doug Rice right there.
Do you find more bites in the shadows? You're going to find more bites, but your biggest fish is going to be laying in the shadows. Your smaller fish are usually the ones up there cruising through the light.
Because bass being a predator, they're sitting back looking for that one bait fish that just messes up, gets too close to the shadow and away from the school or whatever.
Your biggest one's sitting in the shadows waiting on something to get too little too far off.
Okay. Let's see. Kirk Blackador or Black. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Kirk, what about a spy bait at night there?
I mean, you're still fooling with their lateral line.
You could.
It's probably not the greatest bait you could throw. You're still going to get bit. But the thing is with fishing at night, and Clint probably can attest to this as well, your fish bury up on some type of structure. You don't have as many roamers at night, I feel like. because of the way I fish.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hitting high spots. I'm hitting brush. I'm hitting rock outcroppings. I'm hitting typical stuff you're going to hit during the day, but you're just being a little more methodical with your cast. You're wanting to hit the structure. You're not just wanting to be close to it.
Okay.
And it may be something and Clint may have seen something completely different. He may actually go out there and see a bunch of roamers that are up in the water clawing.
No. As soon as that dusk hits, there's 0 roamers for me. And Stephen Broom, by the way, I did see your comment. Tell me where that's at in Silva, because I will go check that out next time I'm up there, which will probably be in a couple weeks. He said his wife owns Fit for Life.
Is that what it was?
Makes protein shakes up there in Silva.
Does she ship?
And he says she also is in Oklahoma on Grand Lake fishing the LBAA. That's awesome.
Good.
So I would love
That's
to go
awesome.
support that business. I'm in Silva a lot. I got family up there and go visit frequently. And I'll be up there all fall fishing that GSM trail too. So I'll definitely go check it out. Let me know where it's at in Silva.
Okay. But do they ship? That's another good thing.
It sounds like it's like a plate where you're actually making one like in a blender. Right
okay. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. What's the next question? Strike zone. Do you sight fish in tournaments, or are you fishing waypoints? That just depends.
I sight fish. I'm a true blue junk fisherman. Have been, and it's going to take a lot to get me away from it. I don't run waypoints.
Neither do I.
I am a true blue junk fisherman. I look over at a bank and I go, man, that looks like it'll hold something.
Mm-hmm. You do.
Go over and I'll look, and if I see one, I'll present my bait the way I think he's going to eat it. Like, one of the biggest mistakes I see a co-angler or somebody that's in the boat with me throwing to a fish that you see is you're throwing within 2 feet of him.
Like right on top of him.
He's not going to touch it normally because he knows you're there. But if you throw it and you see where he's headed and you can throw 10 feet past him and let your bait sit there until he gets close to it and just twitch it, they'll engulf it. And another way that I like to do this, Danny hadn't got to see me do this yet, but it's one of those, if you see a bass nosed up to the bank, he's just looking at the bank, put your bait on the bank and drag it in and watch them go nuts.
That natural
You can
watch them go nuts.
You can do that with your night blades too.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the bank. It makes a very different sound than it does when it hits the water. And you just hop that thing in and hold on.
Okay. Has anybody tried the 6 cents panorama on the lights? I have not.
No.
I have not. So nobody here, Mark.
I've got a bunch of them, but
you haven't tried it yet?
I have not been able to get bent. I've tried it free.
I don't have any of them.
Tokyo rig,
I don't
all
have
kinds of
any
good stuff. I know some
6
guys,
cents.
especially this time of year when them bluegill will get out in 40 foot of water and stuff like that over the tops of that timber. I mean, a lot of people throwing a jig, but to try something different out there, I would go heavier than I would lighter on something like that. Like I'd go 3/4 ounce, something like that. But on the lights though, I would go light. But if you're fishing that deeper, like those bluegill hanging around that timber, I would go heavy, just trying to get that fast fall down past them and see if they pick it up off the bottom.
Okay, good tips.
One bait that I throw out there in them 40-foot brush piles when they're in bluegill and they're not jigs, not getting bit, is a pegged 3/16 ounce G-crack bellows gill.
Okay, you throw that.
Mm-hmm. And I'll swim that thing through there and just kind of shake it because that thing's made it enough. That tail's just back there shimmying, and they'll choke it.
Okay, perfect. Pull up old Andre's comment right there. I like these kind of comments. Mm-hmm. I just came to say thanks because 8 days ago, Danny referred me to Alex since I'm new to the sport, and he gave me advice and points that helped me catch a few fish today.
That's what it's all about.
Andres,
good job.
Good job, Alex.
When I got that message too, it hit me good because I was having a bad day.
Yeah,
and it made everything better.
He put that on our little Bike Club Messenger group chat on Facebook, and this is exactly what I told him. It's a good job because that's our job here. We're just regular guys like everybody else. Some of us know a little more than others, but it's a family kind of thing, and that's where we approach everybody that is here. And if there's ever a time a guy's on this podcast that won't help out another guy, it'd be the last time he's ever on this podcast. That's just the way it is. So all of these guys do a fantastic job, and I never have a problem just Call this guy. I do it to Farmer all the time too. Call Farmer. I'll have guys from South Georgia. There was that one guy called about a lake in South Georgia. And I'm like, well, that's a largemouth lake. I'm not going to know a lot about it, but I know somebody who might. And I said, Farmer, I'm giving you this guy's number. And helped them out. So that's what it's all about here. And you guys in the comment section do it too. It's like they just come along and somebody asks a question we don't get to. And you guys know good and well, you just take care of it yourselves a lot. So that's what it's all about.
People helping people.
That's right. I never mind if somebody direct messages me or calls me or whatever, asking fishing questions. I'm always just.
But there are guys that do. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give up anything. Hell, I gave up. I've gave up tournament spots and been bumper to bumper with somebody because they weren't catching fish, and I'm like, well, come on over here.
Hey,
I just had one of the best nights ever on Lanier, and I just told you exactly how I did it.
We ain't gatekeepers. Yeah, we ain't gatekeepers except for a couple things. All right, Andrew Young, awesome to hear those comments. Keep rocking, guys. Man, appreciate you, buddy. Messick Outdoors, and I know we're way behind tonight, guys. Do you think with it getting darker earlier in the spring has something to do with why it's better? Think about it this time of year. It's dark at 9:30 in the spring right there. He's talking back about the green lights.
No, I think it's got everything to do with water temperature.
Water temp. Okay.
Water temp, and those fish are feeding nonstop, getting ready for spawn.
Yeah, that's true. They're fattening up.
They're feeding nonstop. At least bass are.
Right. Brad Silvers, he's put this question in a couple of times. Sorry, buddy, I've gone over it, but is it just me or are the fish not schooling on top like usual? Even the white bass aren't near as active on top on chick. I will say this, like even when I fish Latham and they normally school all the time, I'm not seeing the normal schooling on Latham. Last night, now you were on the south side. Did you see any schooling busting?
Not a single one.
Not a single one.
Surface temp has a lot to do with it. It's hot this year. It's bad hot.
It was 85 where I was at.
And that's on the south side.
Yeah.
Every lake I've been on has been in the mid to upper 80s.
Yeah.
Every lake from Nottely, Carter's, everything.
Yeah.
80.
I was up in the mountains
above.
where I thought I'd find cool water and it was 83. Like it's hot.
Yeah. It has been different.
That'll affect them just as much as the thermocline does. They can't go so far down, but they ain't going to come and stay up in the water column because it's hot.
Speaking of which, did you see a thermocline on your grass last night?
Yeah, about 20 foot.
About 20 foot, you were saying. What did we see it?
30 to 35 is where we saw it. Which it can depending on depending on how much boat traffic you have, it'll go deeper or shallower.
And I will say this, and Cranking Yanking, you're still here, but on a forward facing sonar, that thermocline is just as obvious as you could possibly see.
Mm-hmm. It's a thermal line.
It's a thermal line. Because that's Farmer goes, look right there. And sure enough, I mean, it was just perfect. Clint, you're dropping facts tonight.
Try.
Or so Greek yogurt and Fairlife shakes are a hack too.
Yeah, cottage cheese is good too.
Look at him talking. We got him talking diet over there in the comment section.
Hey, you never know. In order to fish well, you gotta treat yourself well. Because I mean, the biggest thing I've noticed being on the water is I used to love fishing 16-hour days, but God, I would be dead the next day.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm fired up, ready to rock and roll, going on a run at 4:15 the next day, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Hey, we're gonna have Danny 2.0, son.
Danny 2.0 is coming, boys.
You're gonna be 49 next year, and you're gonna be 49 whacked and stacked.
No, we need
49. I want to be.
You're gonna feel 49.
I want to feel 18.
Yeah. Need Danny 2.0 and Farmer 2.0.
We'll try that. So we're gonna pull up Doc Hollidays. Now listen to this. This is back to Cranking and Yanking thing. Guys, as a pharmacist, I have seen many small cuts and scrapes turn into bad deals because lack of attention. Clean any wound thoroughly. Mm-hmm. Now, I did heating and air forever. And I cut my teeth on sheet metal work. And this is probably going to flip you out, Doc, and you're going to get on to me the next time you come see me. You know what we would do? Put PVC glue on it.
Yeah, I'll super glue my cuts too.
We just dumped that blue PVC glue on it, and you just kept working. You didn't stop. It's probably not the smartest thing to do. Burns for 30 seconds, and then it doesn't hurt the rest of the day.
The burn is killing the infection.
And that in your nerves or anything else like that. Let's see. Okay, so they keep on going down. Go to Silver Punk, right there on the bottom. Try to catch up on these questions. Do bluegill only move to their spawning areas around a full moon, or are they typically still in that area even when not spawning? Do the bass only go to that area to feed during the full moon? Farmer, you're the power guy. So what do you think about that?
I mean, when bluegill move up, they'll move up to spawn during a full moon, but they'll be there weeks after they've moved up. Once you find bluegill beds, there's always going to be bluegill through the summer on them. I was telling Danny yesterday about bluegill beds. I'm not finding near as many bass like largemouth up there harassing bluegill this year. That it's shocking to me. I'll hunt down bluegill beds and I cannot find largemouth up there harassing them. This is on Lanier though, because I feel like Lanier's turning into Hartwell a little bit because of the blue X. The largemouth are starting to go out there and they're roaming more than they ever have. But as far as bluegill beds go, they'll come up on a full moon and start their deal. But once they're there for weeks after. And there might not be as many towards the end of it, but you're always going to find bluegill around them.
Alex, one thing I noticed when we fished our tournament over at Latham, normally, it's in my front yard, so I've been on it plenty of times. I did not see the bluegill beds this year like I have in times past.
They're in like 30 feet.
They're deep this year.
Yeah.
They're not up there in where you can see them, and there's 8 minutes. Totally, like if you didn't know they were deep, you would be like, where did the brim go in this lake?
Yeah, you can find them with your side imaging.
Yeah, you can find at 360, Mega 360, find it, but you're right.
They're not in the normal spots.
They're not, and I don't know why that is. Jerry Catula, best podcast to learn how to catch more fish, hands down. Well, buddy, we appreciate that compliment. Go tell other people to join us.
That was the main reason I started listening to the show 3 years ago.
Same.
Because I just moved down here and I was like, I don't know how to fish Lanier or Alatoona or any of this. And it was literally like the gateway drug to like, hey, we're fishing it. And this is how we're fishing it right now. It was real-time information. It was always live. It wasn't 3 months later. And I was like, oh my gosh, like they're talking about this past weekend. I was like, I was just out there and I couldn't do that or replicate that. And then I'd try it the next weekend. I was like, oh dang, this actually works. So like, it's the whole reason we're here. Like,
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Makes me feel good.
Yeah. I started watching to learn. I'm always wanting to learn something new.
And you can never stop learning, whether it's about biasing, diets, nutrition, yeah.
Marriage advice.
Yeah.
Heck, I might start diving into the catfishing world. I don't know.
We should do that.
Hey, I got a place for you. I saw a bunch of them.
Do you? All right, scroll on down. Let's see. Let's try to catch a few more questions before we end it tonight. Okay, Kevin, Father Time's got one. We always do his. Danny saw a video from Vengeance Racing. Ask Alex about what he thought or what he liked about the place that he worked. His reply tells you what kind of person he is. Mm-hmm. What do you like about Vengeance?
So my favorite thing about working there is seeing the reaction that people get when they hear their cars fire up and they hear that cam loping, or when the people that we take to the racetrack, they go out there first or second pass, they run the fastest pass they've ever ran. And just the excitement and the joy and the happiness that they get is the best part about working there.
Good answer. Everybody likes to hear a car, that sounds good, crank up. And that,
oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Let's see. Let's try to those bluegill beds pay off on Lake Russell. What's y'all's favorite shaky head weights and which brand of shaky heads do y'all use? I'm going to go ahead and let Alex answer this because I'm the same way with him. Take it away, Alex.
Spro Skip Gap. And I use from the lightest one to the heaviest one, just depends on what I'm doing. And I like to fish it with either a Senko or a swagger stick.
Okay, what about you, Farmer?
I use the spot sticker ball heads.
Okay,
that's all I've ever used because it's got a longer hook.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a wider gap hook too, so the hookup ratio goes up a little bit. And I use both. I use the screw lock if I'm shallow. If I'm deep, I will use just the regular old ball head jig and rig it that way because of the spiral you get in deep water versus shallow.
I noticed that in your tackle box when I was going through it last night. You were saying that's a ball head, that's a screw lock and all that. What about you?
Shaky head wise, I don't know. I've tried so many. And I like a ball head more. That was because of this show was a ball and throwing a ball head. I was always throwing a screw lock before. And then I started throwing a ball head because of the way it falls. And I like lighter versus heavier. I used to be a big quarter ounce shaky head guy forever. And then now I'm big on an 1/8. Like I like throwing an 1/8 ounce shaky head almost year round.
Yeah, see, his is an 1/8. Mine's 3/16.
Yeah.
I like a
3/16.
His whole tackle box.
I'd say 3/16 is probably the weight that I throw the most of.
I like a lot of them. I like Owner makes a good one, but I do like that Spro.
I used to throw.
It's sticky.
I caught a catfish
was
on that
that?
skip gap on Saturday.
Got a catfish.
Yeah.
The skip
Dirty
jack's
jigs.
good.
The screw lock one from
Yeah.
Dirty Jigs. I used to like them, but now that I've been throwing the non-screw lock, I feel like I catch more fish.
I tell you, I've gotten so many people throw shaky head now, and they see it every day. I've almost got away from shaky head. I throw a Nico rig more than I throw
I like
a shaky head.
Dude,
now.
I wanted to throw a chicken rig so bad last night, and I left my box with my stuff in my truck. I grabbed the wrong box. David Wingate, 738. How long after the water starts cooling down before the thermocline returns to normal? Middle Georgia, South. You got to be looking October.
Yeah. I'm
November?
thinking late, like just after Labor Day, I would say
Mm-hmm.
That's when it starts.
starts.
It's when it starts.
But the lake don't turn over to when. Normally, let's just take Lanier or Alatoona. When's the turnover?
November,
It takes a while.
late November. You're having to get the water temp down below 60 before it starts showing up.
If we have a typical,
If you have a typical year, you have to get that surface temp and all that below 60 before you start seeing it. Because I know everybody's jumped in the lake before. Surface temp's hot, but you go down 5 foot, that water temp changes immediately.
it does. It does.
So if you're down there at the bottom where all this dead water's at, and it's a constant, 50 degrees,
Mhm.
you got to get that water up above it colder than the water on the bottom for it to flip over.
And I mean, it's definitely cold. That spot I caught last night in 60 foot of water, the fish was cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fish
Oh,
felt
yeah.
cold.
Well, that's why you can raise them big old trout on the other side of Buford Dam, because
Yeah.
that water coming off Lanier is cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Brandon Coleman, you guys are great at answering everyone's questions. Well, we appreciate that. Again, that's why we exist. Let's see. Far Dog just bought a few packs of the Owner shaky head style ones yesterday. Owners are good. I'm just like Country Boy TV, the Spro skip gap, but I don't use heavy ones. I'm using the lighter ones. The reason we're sold out is because they ended up in my tackle box. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Let's see. Cameron says the juice from this show has helped me tremendously. Love this show. We love you too, dude. You need to come up here and visit us sometime since you're at Alatoona. Yeah. I got 3 chairs right there on my desk. You come anytime, hang out. We'll shoot the bull all day long. That's the only superpower I got is I don't shut up. What's up, Brandon? Is out there. Do those lakes you were fishing have any gators cranking and yanking? No. You get down in South Georgia, but up here, no.
They'll have they have them in the hooch too, south of Atlanta.
Yeah, Farmer caught a gator in Florida a couple years ago while fishing a tournament down there.
Yep. Skipped a horny toad up underneath a bush, and I heard a big eruption, and I reared back with a farm boy.
You crossed his eyes?
Crossed his eyes, and it was a gator.
He's that old corn fed.
He goes, "Oh shit! What has got a hold of me now?"
It was a corn-fed hook set.
Corn-fed hook set.
How big was that gator? I mean, it wasn't huge, but it was
3-foot gator.
Like a 3-foot gator.
I literally held it at the side of the boat for like 5 minutes trying to figure out what I was going to do with it. I finally got up enough gumption to wait till it had its back turned to me to
grab it by the head.
Grab it by the head and pull it up. And get the hook out of its
cut
face.
that line,
Remind
man.
me to show you a video of me catching a gator in Florida.
Okay, perfect. Diehard Anglers app, spot removers are my favorite. Silver Punk can't find any 316 skip gaps anywhere. I will tell you this, and I was just Danny probably had them. Georgia Country Boy said, "Listen, I mean, I just put a couple packs, but I'll be honest with you, those lighter weights, they sold fast.
The ball headed spiral real good because they got the ball head and the football head.
Yeah, ball heads went faster than anything.
Yeah,
but the lightweights went quick. Diehard Anglers app says D&L Jigs makes a good one too. Let's see. Alex's response parallels the advice he provides to us anglers asking questions. Good dude. There you go. You got Father Time's approval, dude. So between that
frame
comment,
that one.
yeah, because he don't compliment me. He just gets on to me like that. I'm his problem child right there. Messick says, look for the bubbles when the lake turns over for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Assassin King, he says, I've seen people put those rubber worms on a chatterbait, and I was wondering what worm you guys would recommend. I don't know of any of us that would put a worm on a chatterbait. Just real quick, starting with Alex, we'll work our way around. Chatterbait, what's your trailer?
The MRE,
The MRE. From who?
Tactical Fishing
All
Company.
right, let you get that plug in there.
MRE is a great chatterbait trailer. I like the Hog Farmer Spunk Shad.
Yeah, that's another.
You just like it
Just because it says farmer.
Yeah, just because it says Farmer on it. But they they absolutely crush a Spunk Shad on the back of it, and a Berkeley deal is really good on the back of one too.
All right, what about you?
I like a Cast Echo 5.4, 7.2. That 7.2, it looks funny for a second on the back of that chatterbait until you get bit by a big one, and you're like, okay. It's got that wiggle to it.
Oh,
that was another one that I didn't mention was the 5.2
5.4
or 5.4. I'm sorry, not the 7.2, the 5.4. Yeah. That little glass rattle that's in there, it'll.
What did y'all see Mick in the comment section and decide to say that? Cast Fishing Australia. What's up, boys?
I'm gonna have to try the
when I said
7.2 now because I've got some.
You got some? He goes, my favorite live show on YouTube. And that's Mick.
And he spelled it Australian too. Favorite.
Yeah, my favorite. I like that word that I can't say on here that you guys say a lot too. You Australian boys.
Good bunch of good C's out there.
Good C's. That's
good
it.
C's.
But listen, I saw that in the comment section, and both of you are like, I like throwing that cast. I'm like,
I do.
Yeah, listen.
We didn't even see that pop up.
I know you did. I know you did. Steve Billington said he wants to come down here and fish Lanier next year. Come on. We'll figure out a way. We'll room you up somewhere. We'll go fishing.
I got a guest room.
Yeah, so you can stay with Alex. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up. Have we caught up? I love you too, Thornton. Spunk Shad is the best trailer for the chatterbait, and we made Mick laugh over in Australia. Man, we are worldwide.
We got some good C's out in the chat.
Got some good C's out there on the Great Barrier Reef today.
Been frothing for a good crankbait bite.
Brad Silvers, farmer mentioned a guy chasing fish in bait balls on FFS. Is this possible without FFS, and how?
It's like dove hunting. You're trying to lead them. So especially if you see in some surface activity, something like that, you're trying to figure out which way those bait fish are going and trying to hit in between. So like if it looks like they're going left, try throwing 10 foot in front of them, try throwing 20 foot in front of them. Those spots are fast. So sometimes they're
moving.
hauling. They're moving a lot faster than you think. So
that's what forward-facing sonar to me is more than anything. A lot of guys have realized, first of all, bass ain't just sitting still.
No.
And how fast bait moves.
Oh, it moves.
Bass move so fast.
Kevin Underwood says, he talked about it. When he throws out there, he sees one's turn, he's reeling as fast as he can. He's like, you're not going to outrun a spot.
No.
So it's crazy.
That Reese Knight was on the show too, the kid from Alabama.
Yeah.
He said he learned you can't outreel bass.
You can't outreel a bass.
Heck, one of my favorite ways to catch them on Lanier when they're doing it is throwing a deep water crankbait through a ball of bait, busting that ball of bait open and watching one come out of nowhere.
It's
and
crazy
just
to see that.
Crush it.
When you see that ball of bait just separate.
Oh, Moses just
and they're sitting there. They're sitting there.
Yeah.
Cranking and yanking. If you ain't cheating, you ain't eating.
Especially if you're knocking the sides off them spotted bass. So.
That's right.
Oh, I love you, dude. Stillwater Films, first time listener here. I have to listen to this one several times over. I struggle with the night fishing over here on the Coosa. Well, I tell you what, I mean, that's dirty water too.
Coosa's a really great fishery. At night, I would the big bladed spinnerbait. One of the big things over there is a trap of some kind. Mm-hmm. I like the LV 500 or the Aruka at night,
okay,
or the Aruka shad.
Yep.
And you're keeping it to the bottom, or towards the bottom. You're not got it up, and a crankbait and a big jig, something with a big profile, moving water. But
big old mop jig.
You can get hammered on the Coosa River in that dirty water.
Okay.
I like Logan Martin and all that. I go over there every once in a while.
It's fun down there.
Steve Billington, I like to target bait balls with the chatterbait. A lot of that makes sense going through there. And then Brandon Coleman, ever throw underspins for largemouth on a largemouth lake with no blueback herring? The answer is 100% yes.
100%.
Oh yes.
I find it too, like over on Latham, and I keep bringing Latham up, even if you're just not using your sonar and you fan cast, you just fan cast and underspin, it's about 50-50 spots.
Underspin is one of the
Mhm.
best co-angler baits you could possibly have off the back of the boat.
It
The thing
really
right
is.
there catches them. And I mean, you're not just mimicking bluebacks with a underspin. You're mimicking thread fins. You're mimicking spot tails. You're mimicking small gizzard shad.
Mhm.
You can even mimic bluegill and baby bass with a underspin.
Yeah.
Depending on the color. If you get a gold blade willow leaf or a Colorado, if the water's dirty, and a greenish purple tint swim bait, you're mimicking bluegill.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's interesting is, like, you were just talking about throwing that 7.2 on the back of a chatterbait, but I know you guys like the ball head jig it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you're catching spots. Don't think, though, just because you're throwing a big bait that you can't catch largemouth. Largemouth will hit that 2.8 Kitech. See what I'm saying is that we would think, a lot of people would think spotted bass, smaller baits.
Yeah.
No, they hit the big ones, and then vice versa. A lot of people think largemouth, bigger baits.
I had 2 5-pound
crush it.
spots last night fighting over a 9-inch crankbait that weighs 3.5 ounces. I was throwing that 6-cents unit that just came out. It's a giant. I mean, I'm throwing it on 25-pound and a swim bait rod. It's a giant crankbait. So I watched two of them come up, and it was still light enough. I saw them both flash behind it, try to figure eight them like muskie, and they're just running into each other after it. Never got it, but like that's a 9-inch bait that these spots are going crazy off of. Like
these
it's crazy.
bluebacks, the bluebacks in Lanier are every bit of 6 to 10 inches long.
Yeah,
they're huge, so they're used to eating stuff like that.
And gizzard shads get big
the gizzards are targeted more than I think they're that everybody thinks they are.
And think about it like people too. You got some girl that'll take a
Oh,
bite out of a burger, and she'll just have this little tiny little bird chunk, and then you got me or Farmer eating a burger, and you got a big old man bite out of that thing. We're the same
Half
species.
the burger's buying in
We're the same species, but we all take a different bite, So you never know. There's people that can put 2 hands on it or one.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I did not know where in the hell that was going. When you started that, I did not know
I
where
kept
that.
it pretty clean for
You
the
kept
TikTok.
it clean for TikTok, and I
good.
appreciate that. We're going to have to get used to doing that. I'm trying to be on my best behavior. But right there, when you started that, I'm like, okay, let's see
Here
where
we
he's going
go.
with that.
Go
Steve
with
Billington
it.
fishing, underspin equals always tied on. Steve Sturgeon, I have thrown a Johnson minnow and reeled as fast as I could. I just caught that comment too there on the bottom. You're not going to outreel a bass. Brad Silvers, ever throw a glide bait at night? Either any of you guys glide
Yes.
bait at night?
I haven't yet.
You haven't yet, Alex, but Farmer says.
round dock lights, especially.
Mhm.
If I'm seeing a lot of big bait, I'll toss a glide bait in.
I
there.
get scared when there's big stripes around, though. I feel like I'm
I
going
don't.
to break off. That's when I get scared.
I don't
with
want one to take me to school because that's
Yeah.
happened before.
that. Yeah.
I don't like it when that happens.
You just got to play them out, man.
You got to play them out.
Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
started fishing. Was
Playing
dock
them out?
lights. Yeah, dock lights with ultralight gear.
You know what I'm
It
going to
is
do?
fun.
So a lot of people don't know Lake Lanier has 2. I think Henry Cowan, if he ever watches, he can testify this. Lake Lanier has 2 world record spotted bass that people don't know about that have been caught on a fly rod on tippet, because you get to the IGFA or whatever that thing is, and they have line classes. Lake Lanier has 2 of them, and nobody knows about them, and they got a third one that Henry was trying to do it, and they're not like 3-4 pounds, but you got to catch them on a fly rod. You got to catch them on really light tippet, 6 pound, 4 pound, 2 pound. Like, I think that's a world record. Just try to go mess around one night. Steve Billington, I'm not even going to read that. Some girls can't. I love you, dude. Doc Holliday, and this is serious because this is Kevin Underwood. And we're almost done, guys. We'll get a couple more of these in here. I thought Brooks was nuts telling me to reel until an explosion happened.
It's crazy the speed.
The speed. And Blueback Heron, this is Kevin Underwood, and this just makes sense. They're not sitting around waiting to get eat.
And Kevin will yell at you too.
Herring
That's
don't
what
stop.
yeah, Kelly will. Well, think about it. I mean, that they're fleeing.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, even as fast as a blueback is, if a spot wants it, they ain't outrunning the spot.
If you got a grizzly bear behind you, are you going to slow down, or is that adrenaline going to be pumping through your veins and you're not moving?
Life tip 101. If you're being chased by a bear, run downhill. You want to know why? Any guesses? If you're being chased by a bear, run downhill. Any guesses as to why?
Trip? I don't know.
Because its front legs are shorter than the back legs, and they're more apt to stumble running downhill. But running but running uphill, you're going to get eaten. I'm probably going to get eaten anyway, but I'm running downhill. He's going to get me at the bottom.
One thing that's crazy about humans is we're like built to run. Like, I know it doesn't feel like it. Trust me, I've been there. But like humans anatomically are built to run. Like we're built to go run and then feed and then run and then feed. Like we're one of the only animals that's meant to run and feed off of.
Really?
Yeah. And anatomically, like we are some of the only things that stand on two legs.
See, look at you ain't getting that on other podcasts.
Nah.
I'll tell you.
You got a fishing podcast.
All right, yeah, fishing podcast. All right, so last comment of the night. Brandon Coleman, wait till you get a muskie to smash it. I guess he's talking about the underspin still, maybe, or
maybe
glide bait at night.
Maybe that big crank I was talking about.
Maybe that big crank. Well, I can tell you what. I've caught muskie, and when they smash, they smash.
I've had when we went up north, I've had a northern pike smash a glide bait and ruin it.
Oh yeah.
All right, listen, they're vicious fish. They are apex predators.
Those pickerel get pretty big in North Georgia too. They'll rip up a glide bait.
Well, they're up there on Burton. They're notorious for it.
Look at Steve Billington's comment. Bro, I'm not built to chase gazelles across the prairie. Me neither.
Steve, me and you both. I probably couldn't chase down
I can chase down a cheeseburger.
I probably couldn't even chase down a cheeseburger.
But I am going to start. We're going to start it. We're going to start
chasing cheeseburgers.
No, I'm going to start tomorrow.
We're gonna have him, and that's the new podcast. It's the FNGO workout videos.
Well, I said I wanted to expand FNGO to start getting more women involved, a little more outdoors hunting. We might as well have a fitness section.
Fit North Georgia.
Fit North Georgia.
It's like we got a stutter.
Just F and go, baby.
Just fit North Georgia. Fit North Georgia.
All right, so just you know what? I'm gonna do this in front of everybody. Now the quitting dipping. Listen, I made it a week, but I went home Friday and I thought I was gonna do something that I can't say on TikTok to my dog. And so I said, I got to go get some dip. But we're going to try the diet thing. So starting tomorrow, I am going to eat my weight in protein. Correct? 1 gram.
1 gram per pound of body weight. So let's just start you out 180 grams of protein per day. If you can hit 180 grams of protein per day and change nothing else, by Christmas, you'll be down 20 pounds guaranteed.
Okay. And no crash dieting or nothing like that.
No bullshit. You're going to feel better than you've ever
Just 180. I ain't got to do my total body weight. Just 180.
180.
300 grams of protein tomorrow.
Well, I was thinking like 235, 240. That's a lot of protein.
So that's 60 grams per meal if you're having 3 meals, or you can break it up into 4 and you're hitting.
Do hot dogs count?
No.
Like
you got to think of quality versus quantity.
So I can't go to like Quick Trip and get some jalapeno cheese hot dogs?
That sounds pretty rough, man.
I love them though.
That's fine.
That's like if
that's
I'm
not good protein.
But if I'm on death row and I get a final meal, that Quick Trip jalapeno cheddar hot dog.
If you start eating some quality protein, you won't be on death row for a while.
So. Danny's current weight, he should probably start at 0.8.
Yeah, that's the typical range is 0.8 to 1. But let's shoot for 180 for right now. Start off on that.
Oh my gosh, Steve, I don't know what he's doing in that. I know a girl who eats a lot of protein every day, and she ain't chasing gazelles either. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna start tomorrow, and that way, you guys that watch us, if you watch me on the lunch break every day, or you watch us on,
we're gonna be watching what he's eating on his lunch break.
You guys are going to be what keeps me. You got to keep me in line.
We're your accountability buddies.
It's lean protein, Danny.
Lean protein. And what I'll do tonight, I'm going to get home and I'm going to strip down in the buff and I'm going to get on the scale. And I will text you my weight.
Okay.
And then that we will see if that will work. I will try that.
Yep.
We're going to get Clint to get me and Danny down 20 pounds.
20, I need to lose 60, but we'll start.
You got to start somewhere, dude. I've been going hard for 3 years, and I'm down right at 40 pounds right now.
Okay, that's the goal then. All right, so we're gonna start that tomorrow. How much protein does a shad have? If somebody would bring them up here, I'd eat them. I've been telling everybody that. Get on an anabolic Diet, high protein, no fat, low calories. Doug Rice enjoyed it tonight. 5:15 comes early. Weigh in the AM is better. Okay, I'll weigh in the morning.
Weigh every morning.
I'll weigh in the morning.
And it's better if you are tracking your weight and all that stuff. It's best to weigh every day, as crazy as that sounds. But then you take the average for your week. So in 7 days, if I'm 210, 212, 214, 212, 210, 214, you take the average and you're 211.5. That's your average for the week or whatever. It's a lot more accurate of a number because some days you don't poop in the morning before or whatever, or you're eating more salt the day before, so you hold on a little more water weight. It varies. So take average, weigh yourself every day if you can.
You know what's funny? Like, we're 2 hours and something, man. We still got 89 people watching us, and we're talking about diets.
Yep.
I love our show.
That's because they love you, Danny.
Looks like Danny is going to be eating jerky and peanut butter sandwiches. All right, good advice tonight, guys. So we're going to end it on that. So first of all, Farmer, thank you for taking me fishing last night. I had a great time.
I'm just glad you got to go back out.
I am too. Nick James, real quick, just eat whole foods, prioritize protein, and move your body.
That's the
Drink
whole
a ton
thing
of
right
water.
there.
Clint's on fire tonight. And does chicken wings count?
Yes.
Okay.
But you have to, well, fried chicken is a little different. That's a little
all right,
different.
Thornton, you're going to have to bring me some
You
bone.
can have some chicken wings, but you gotta bring back the quantity a little bit on those because there is a lot of extra calories in those things. Like 10 chicken wings, 1,000 calories. Versus if you have a whole chicken breast for 250, like a whole chicken breast, that's like 250 calories, and you're going to be full for 4 hours.
Tony Collins says, I was super happy. Stepped on the scales this morning, and it said low. Turns out it needed batteries. Mark Johnson, great show. See you for the lunch break. Yeah, guys, first of all, thank you for taking me fishing. I had a great time for coming up here tonight and hanging with us. All you guys did a fantastic job answering the viewers' questions. Tomorrow on the lunch break, 12 o'clock, join us here on TikTok, Fish North Georgia and all that. We'll see what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. I'm sure I might pull something out of this or whatever hits me in the morning. But, guys, the show is only as good as you guys in the comment section, and we appreciate it. It means more to us. And, every time you show up and just helping us keep growing this thing. So you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And then Robert Blesky, I think, is going to be from the NPFL, is going to be my guest on Thursday. We haven't quite solidified that, but I think that's the way it's going to roll. But listen at you.
I was trying to pull up the Gator video for you.
The Gator video. Guys, you be good. We'll see you on the next one.
Tight lines.
Tight lines.